poppycock if I've ever heard it.
Dude.
Straight poppycock.
I just want to drop a quick poppycock real quick, but poppycock.
Yeah.
Kidding me?
Definitely
that is
poppycock.
for tips?
Yeah, but during an alien invasion, please.
$2.13 an hour, and she's trying to pay taxes on that. That's poppycock.
All the way. And what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Reel Poppycock. As always, we're your host on the evening. I'm Ed.
This is Trevor.
And this is the weirdest version of Toy Story I've ever seen. This is Casey.
Yeah, and that weird version of Toy Story that KC is referring to is the 1984 murder mystery. And just one of my favorite movies. I was introduced to it early as a kid. And I still love it to this very day. A Soldier's Story. 1984's
Yes.
A Soldier's Story. Now, before we go any further, we have to say, if you listen to the episode, the last episode put out, we said that we was going to be doing Joe Dirt today. Now, let me explain
Not
why
quite Dirt Day yet.
we're not covering Joe Dirt on this episode, but we'll be covering Joe Dirt on the next episode. Trevor here was looking at the release dates of our episodes and stuff. We got things pretty much mapped out for the next couple months.
And actually, we'll let you know about it, Ed, but we got about 7 years mapped out here.
Yeah, so there you go. So, so we're never caught off guard. But Trevor's looking at the calendar and noticed that the release date on this is Juneteenth weekend, and felt that a different movie would be better aligned with Juneteenth, which we obviously agree with.
And to combine that with that, Joe Dirt seems to have not
The
saying that's
yeah.
the most American thing in the world, but there's definitely fireworks in that
the
movie.
fireworks.
It's a 4th of July
feels,
movie, folks. That's
And
what it's
so
going to be.
That one will be coming out 4th of July weekend. So, so that's why we made the switch. So we do want to apologize off top.
Especially
you know what I mean?
Rich and
Yeah.
Angel, who
Right.
it was the fan pick.
Right.
It's still coming. It's still coming.
It's coming.
It's
We
just going to be
promise.
at an appropriate
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
We're start ordering fireworks too.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be
Them
some
shits
stuff
are
going on.
expensive.
Ooh, they keep going up.
But yeah, so we're covering 1984's A Soldier's Story, a movie, like I said, that I grew up on, but offers a nice little cast of characters early in their careers. And to touch on that, like we do on every single episode, we are going to pass it over to my man's Trevor for the real basic facts.
Lay it down, Trevor.
Thank you, Ed, and thank you for introducing me to this movie. This was yeah.
It's my pleasure.
And another thing is that it also pairs well with some things we've done recently.
Yes.
This movie is set in 1944, and we just covered Overlord, which is also set in 1944.
Yep.
Now, we can say that A Soldier's Story is much more adherent to actual history
Yeah.
of what's happened
Yes.
in this country.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, we actually get to figure out what was that. You're telling me there have been black soldiers.
Yeah,
Oh.
apparently so.
Oh,
Apparently so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I mean, if you look up the statistics on people that received the GI Bill after the World War II,
Yeah.
that would suggest there wasn't any black soldiers. But
I mean, you're not gonna sit here and tell me that black soldiers were maybe some of the first to actually die in American wars in any way, right?
No, I'm not gonna tell you that. No,
That's crazy talk.
So,
like literally the first person to die. Like,
They wrote stories and books and just schools and yeah.
literally jumped off the revolution. All right, yeah, no,
So we do have A Soldier's Story, which was released on September 14th of 1984 with a runtime of 1 hour and 41 minutes, created on a budget of $6 million and reaped a box office return of $22 million.
that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay.
Whew. All
Make
right,
some
what is
profit
that?
then.
That's a four
Make
times.
some profit.
That's quite a bit.
It's
Yeah.
almost 4 times, yeah.
Yeah.
So, based on the 1981 play titled A Soldier's Play, which was written by Charles Fuller, who also wrote the screenplay for the film. So Fuller attended Villanova in the 50s, where he received racist ridicule when telling classmates and faculty that he wanted to become a writer.
Of course he did.
Fuller then joined the Army in 1959, serving in
You're not
Japan
allowed to
and
read
South
and
Korea. And being a decade after Executive Order 9981, he served in what would have to be assumed to be integrated units. Back in the States, Fuller finished his education, became a playwright, and co-founded the Afro-American Arts Theater in Philadelphia. Charles Fuller won a Pulitzer Prize for a soldier's play, and I'll close his mini bio with a quote from him.
All right.
So, of his methods for advancing the African-American cause, Fuller said in a 1982 interview, "My argument is on stage. I don't have to be angry, okay? I get it all out right up there. There's no reason to carry this down from the stage and into the seats. And it does not mean that I am not enraged at injustice or prejudice or bigotry. It simply means that I cannot be enraged all the time. To spend one's life angry and in the process doing nothing to change it is, to me, ridiculous. I could be mad all day long, but if I'm not doing a damn thing, what difference does it make?"
There it is.
Dope shit.
There it is.
Seriously, I cannot be. I just can't be
Nope.
mad about that. Like it's
Nope.
it's difficult to know the truth about so many things and to carry that kind of weight
Yeah.
and know how much we can and cannot
Yep.
accomplish and be able to do something fun like this. Just hey, let's
Yeah.
put it into some fun energy here.
Right.
Yeah.
There can
Yeah.
be protest through art.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
Absolutely can.
So
Absolutely.
then,
Shout out Fuller.
directed and produced by Norman Jewison. So, born in Canada, Jewison is not actually Jewish, despite his last name, but he did serve in the Royal Canadian Navy during World War II.
Oh.
With the writer and director of A Soldier's Story both having been real-life veterans, there is an added level of authenticity to the filmmaking here. After being discharged, the Canadian Jewison traveled through the south of the United States with the racism and segregation he observed highly influencing his later filmmaking work. This would have been post-World War II.
Outstanding. Like a wide body of work.
And so, yes, and what a filmmaking career it was,
Absolutely.
spanning over 40 years. Some highlights include The Cincinnati Kid in 65, with Ed's main man, Edward G. motherfucking Robinson, in it.
Yeah,
Also
she-
Steve McQueen.
Steve fucking McQueen.
Indiana Zone.
Yeah,
Indiana
yeah,
Zone
yeah.
from Beach Grove.
Sure.
Yeah.
Jewison also directed In the Heat of the Night with Sidney Poitier in 1967, and the
Okay.
original Thomas Crown Affair in 68.
Which I fucking love. Also, shout out to Rollerball.
That's, yeah. The
Yeah.
70s had Jewison doing Fiddler on the Roof and Jesus Christ Superstar, but more importantly, Rollerball with Tweeter's dad, James Caan.
He directed Fiddler on the Roof.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And
Okay,
then,
Jewison.
And then the 80s had Jewison directing Cher and Nick Cage in Moonstruck. And to
Okay.
close out the 90s, Jewison directed Denzel again, this time in The Hurricane.
The Hurricane. The wordiest song ever. But go.
And Jewison was nominated for Best Director Oscar in 3 separate decades. And we applaud his often controversial and subversive output.
Oh.
So then, A Soldier's Story was originally given an R rating by the MPAA, indicating the film could be potentially detrimental to children.
Oh, Lord.
This was before the PG-13 rating existed, and while upon appeal, the film was given a PG rating, we have to share a Norman Jewison quote in regards to the original rating. So Jewison said that's strange, looking back on it now, that anyone could find the film detrimental to young people. I made it for young people. I wanted them to know how heroic their forefathers were, how their fathers and grandfathers had fought for a country that wouldn't acknowledge them as equals with the white men who fought alongside them. How could you give your life in defense of your country but couldn't be led into battle by a black officer? I wanted my children and their white friends to see it and to understand more about racism and its insidious spread over the centuries and into our lives.
Insidious, a great word to be used in there. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
before all those movies came out, I'm sure.
My guy was 98.
Yeah.
Pass. That motherfucker lived a nice, long, great life. Okay. Norman Jewison. Well, kudos to
Thanks,
old Norman
dude. Like,
Jewison.
yeah,
Yes,
really.
Yes.
Quite an eclectic
Yes,
and interesting
absolutely.
filmography, and kind of makes me want to go back through some of them. I did watch the final poker scene in The Cincinnati Kid, and Edward G. Robinson
Oh, yeah?
was fantastic.
Said
Oh, it's
Chef's
a
Kiss.
poker movie?
Chef's Kiss.
Okay.
It is a
Yeah.
poker movie,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love a gambling film.
So then the music composer for A Soldier's Story, Herbie Hancock.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, Watermelon Man himself.
This will
Come
be
on.
the third appearance that Herbie's made on Reel Poppycock.
Yeah, we love us some Herbie around.
What else
here.
we got that we had Herbie in?
Well, he did the music for Harlem Nights.
Yes.
Yeah, and really knocked that one out of the park. Yeah.
And then he did some acting in.
He was
That-
one of the better parts of Valerian.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was like,
he kinda
yeah.
stole
I
the
kinda
show
Treat
for
that movie these days like that.
the Herbie Hancock
school
project,
in
Valerian
that,
in the
in that
Sea.
one state. You know.
Oh, that.
Yeah, I don't say the name of it, but that, I prefer not to say the name
Hey,
of that
Josh,
movie.
Josh Budd, the fuck eyes, this is for you.
Ooh,
He would
I
just
don't know
say
anything about it.
Michigan or that school up north, but
So if you watching this, Josh,
Josh will watch this one day.
you know
I know
what?
that.
You know, I'm not even gonna get into it. We talking movies, not
Yep.
sports. I ain't even gonna do it.
And so there is a decent sized cast of familiar faces.
Oh yeah.
Who we will touch
Yeah.
on when we meet their characters in our analysis. But we are going to cover the two main players here.
Yeah.
So first, we have Howard E. Rollins Jr. as Captain Davenport. Nicknamed Horo, according to IMDb.
I don't know if I would accept
Probably nobody
that.
else.
Please do not approach that man and address him that way. That does not
And
say.
then a horo comes along. So I guess you gotta play.
So Rollins was fresh off an Oscar nomination for the 81 film Ragtime while working for Super Cheap on A Soldier's Story. And damn, what presence, gravitas, and talent does Rollins just
absolutely.
exude here.
Absolutely.
So Horo also starred as Virgil, Not Just a Drive-In Tibbs, on 121 episodes of TV show In the Heat of the Night,
Love it.
which we can go full circle with Jewison having directed the movie and then Rollins being on a
Right.
TV show.
Right?
And so then, sadly, Rollins passed at the young age of 46, and we can envision an alternate history where Horo won the role of Lando Calrissian, which he read for, and filled a filmography from a lifelong lived.
You know,
It's
as great as his gravitas.
It's still Donald Glover
and
on the back end either way.
He never stood a chance against old Billy D.
no, that's not going to work out that way.
No, never stood a chance.
I did want to shout out one thing that I kind of fell down a rabbit hole. He was apparently in a project called Harambe.
Oh, really?
Is that about the gorilla?
I thought so too. I was
no
very
way.
confused.
There's no way.
It is
He died in like 93 or
Right,
something like
right.
that.
I was like, did Harambe do it? No, it's actually about. It's written by a recovering drug addict and a child, and it is about a series of events where someone uses the tenets of Kwanzaa to solve problems.
Oh,
I have no
okay.
fucking idea
Okay.
what that means, but
All
that's
right.
what that's
All
our
right.
Harambe. That's my Harambe fact.
Okay. Okay.
So then, our second and last star we'll discuss in the Real Basic Facts is Adolph Caesar as Sergeant Waters. A2, Adolf? The non-Julius Caesar was born in 1933, so Hitler's tainting of the name Adolf hadn't spread worldwide yet. Adolf Caesar had a Dominican mother, a black father, and laryngitis at the age of 12, which gave him a distinctly deep voice. He served with the U.S. Navy during the Korean War era, graduated from NYU, and had a long, successful career on stage, including in A Soldier's Play. His other major film roles include The Color Purple in '85 and then Club Paradise in '86, which came out posthumously for Adolph Caesar, who sadly also passed away relatively young at the age of 52. And one thing we can't forget about with Adolph Caesar is he did all this voiceover work for these trailers. And so if we want to play a quick clip of that, just to give you an idea of this distinctive gravelly voice that you've probably heard before.
Coming soon. Have no fear. Pam Greer is here. Foxy Brown. Jim Brown is Slaughter. Truck Turner. Trouble Man. You jive him, he'll wash you away. From American International
Thank
Pictures.
you, Adolph. Don't get to say that very
Outstanding
often.
stuff. It
You
sounded
know,
weird coming out of
you
your mouth.
know,
I don't
you
know if
know.
we're gonna. Listen, nobody turned that into a drop. That's a note for myself there. Just
And so, yeah, just a couple quick dates to remember before we get into the actual analysis of
Yeah.
the film. So the film was set in 1944, presumably before the June 6th D-Day invasion. And Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball on April 15th of 1947. And then Executive Order 9981, which integrated the armed services, was issued on July 26th of 1948. So this film was set during segregation, features Negro League baseball players who became soldiers, and they would have been able to be in the MLB before they would have been able to serve in an integrated unit.
just trying to get into the game.
Right.
Yeah.
But them's the
Crazy.
facts.
Those are the facts. Thank you, Trevor, as always.
Right on.
Never cease to amaze like the information that you provide in the Real Basic Facts. I just be learning all kind of juicy little gems that I carry with me
Oh, yeah.
when we leave, and like I'm sharing in other conversations. So like dope shit. Thank you so much, Trevor.
Fuck
Right
yeah.
on, Trevor.
All right. I'm gonna leave this up to you too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to
yeah?
leave this up to you, too.
Oh, yeah?
You want this IMDb synopsis now in the quiz?
Whew.
Or do you want to go drain the main vein first and then come back and hit it?
I think we got to do a lap.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go ahead and hit
All
a
right.
lap.
Let's hit the
Run a
lap.
lap.
And we're going to come back and we're going to attack this quiz and this IMDb synopsis. Stick around.
I'm gonna keep on pouring till it's quick. I pour so much whiskey. I make it back at home and sleep. Coming in the morning, you'll be staggering up and down the street.
I mean, how could you not just get in your cups listening to that kind of music? Like, just, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I'm looking for a shot right now.
That was Patti LaBelle with I Poured So Much Whiskey.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
She's a real light in this film.
She really is.
Big Mary.
Yeah, Big Mary. And her voice is just, yeah. All right, here it is, y'all. Like we do with every film that we review, we're going to go ahead and let you know what IMDb has to say, concerning what this movie is about. All right, here we go. A young officer investigates the murder of the strict sergeant of a platoon of black soldiers at an army base in segregated Louisiana during World War II.
Oh,
Yeah.
lunchtime.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's quick and dirty. I like it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
It is what the movie's about.
I mean, that's what happens, I guess. It
Yeah.
feels like it's about a lot more than that. but-
Yeah, you know. All right. And you know what? It's about that time for today's quiz. Go ahead, hit me with it.
What time is it?
Game time. Woo! That's
Oh,
right.
it's
damn
that
it. Yeah, it's
time.
that
Okay.
time. It is time for today's quiz. And as always, I'll explain it real briefly for new listeners and new viewers. What the quiz is we watch these movies, and I'll take the time to grab some questions from it to ask my fellow co-hosts here. The co-host that answers the most answers correctly will be known as this particular movie's movie buff. Okay? Yeah, so
Okay.
that's how it goes. It's only 5 questions.
I mean, I do have to ask.
Oh.
We
Yeah,
have
go ahead
had,
and ask it.
and also thanks for, he did deliver, listeners, he delivered on the nuggies.
The Dino
Came
Nuggies.
through.
were
Dino
delivered,
Nuggies.
They're
yes.
gluten-free, too.
Yes.
So Trevor can't just hoard them all to himself. They're available to a variety of people. I got to ask for this one, though.
Okay.
I mean, you just said it. We were just talking about maybe a shot of whiskey for the winner?
I don't have any whiskey.
That can probably be arranged.
Look, there it is. There it is.
Probably be arranged.
There you go. All
right.
right. So that's what's on the line. A shot of whiskey. All right, y'all. So here we go. So
If only Big Mary could give it to us.
if only Big Mary,
She could deliver.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Sing it while she's doing it. All right. So here we are, y'all. Question number 1. What was Peterson's nickname for Sergeant Waters?
Stone ass.
It is Stone
Yep,
Ass.
it is Stone Ass.
Okay. Point number 1 goes to Trevor. All right. Question number 2. What kind of a bird did CJ say was in his blood?
Crow.
It is a crow.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know if that was a shout out to like a Disney. I don't know what that's about. I was gonna go with Bluebird maybe, but that's maybe a different film.
On the day he was born, the doctor said there was a shadow of a crow on his chest. All right, question number 3. What city was Private Wilkie from?
Detroit.
Oh, Trevor is on
He's on fire. He's blowing it up.
On fire. That is 3 in a row. All right. I have a feeling these last 2, you're going to have a shot here.
I mean, I'm trying.
You're going to
I'm
have
trying.
a shot here. I have a feeling that these last 2
came
aren't
to
going
play
to be
today.
so.
Yeah, Trevor's
they
excited.
ain't going to be so, All right, so Casey, at this point, we're just trying to get off the goose egg and not get skunked, okay? All right. What parish is Fort Neal in? Y'all know it's in Tynan and y'all know it's in Louisiana, but what parish in Louisiana is Fort Neal in? And look, this was a sneaky
That
one.
is not
This
like,
is
I don't
a
even-
total sneaky one. It is on the rougher side, but I did this just to see, you know what I mean? Because y'all know I like to pull out little just crazy,
Okay.
just dig. It is only said once, and it is when Captain Davenport is talking to Colonel Nivens, and he's telling him how long he's been stationed at the base.
Good gosh.
Yeah. He's like, I've been here in Hunter Parish now for 3 years. I like the duty.
Wow.
Yeah, Hunter Parish. It's the only time it was said. It was
That's a deep one.
yeah, that was deep. That was deep.
It's a good one, though.
That was deep.
I like how you're coming with these.
All right, now this one, y'all should know it. It's just who's quicker on the trigger. What was the name of the bar Sergeant Waters frequented in France during World War I? You know it, Trevor. You giving Casey a chance.
Just go for it. Just let it out. He's holding it.
This is for all my short kings out there.
Yeah. Trevor knows what it is.
It's the Napoleon.
It's the Cafe Napoleon. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see
Which
the
he made
short
reference
kings.
to more than once. That's why I asked that question. Yeah, so the Cafe Napoleon
That's
and
good. That's a
yeah,
good
so
quiz.
that's four. Hey, you know what, Trevor? Give me some of that.
All right.
That was well done, Trevor.
You get
And I know.
nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Okay.
You know what? Hey,
yeah.
I'm a generous. I'm a generous host. You can still have your shot of whiskey.
Okay. All right.
That's my Xerxes. Xerxes is hard to do. That voice is just so deep.
Yeah. I mean, I'll try to see what I can do in editing on the back end because that's, yeah.
Now,
I
if
mean, it's
only-
your Darth Vader type shit. Yeah.
If Adolph Caesar was still alive,
Right,
get a little
he coulda-
voiceover work for Xerxes from.
Ooh.
I'm a generous god. Yeah.
I'm a generous
That's
guy.
pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Because you also know that Zack Snyder would have been like piping in all sorts of reverb or shit or
Yeah,
whatever
no
type
doubt.
of.
No doubt.
He's
No
got somebody
doubt.
in the background just like banging a hammer on an anvil.
All right, y'all. So, y'all ready to get into this and discuss this magnificent piece of film?
All right,
Yes.
let's play it out. Let's play it out.
All right. Okay. So, normally we go to Wiki and we read the plot points, and, that's how we, move along in the movie. Not going to be the case today. Today, y'all just, ride along with us. We're going to do this because this movie is about a murder of an officer, and the movie kind of moves along with the interviews of the different soldiers. And so this movie, so that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna move the film along by the order of the interviews and what we learned through each one of those interviews. So that's how this is gonna go. But yeah, we start the movie off in Big Mary's. That's how this movie starts, and it's Patti LaBelle singing that song y'all just heard us playing. I pour so much whiskey. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, right?
That
Is that it? No.
So
No, that is her
it
voice,
definitely, it was not on the quiz, but what were the 3 things advertised outside of Big Mary's that are available inside?
So I know it was fish.
Catfish, yep.
There was ribs
That's another one.
and
Cold
whiskey.
beer, whiskey.
Liquor.
Yeah,
Catfish, ribs, and liquor.
yeah,
And
Oh, so
Patti
it's
LaBelle
liquor.
singing on
Yeah.
stage.
yeah. Look at that.
Sign me
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So the sign
yeah.
didn't look like that place near us, Ed, that says it has cold beer.
No, no. They got to let you know the beer is cold. Come on in. It's cold and plentiful. But yeah, so we hearing Mary and jamming and everything like that. And then we see Sergeant Waters literally staggering home as the song suggests. He is drunk off his ass.
Skunked
and
out.
Yes.
Looks
and
like
he's-
Pepe Le Pew, and he's pulling it off.
Yeah, and he's staggering down the street. He's drunk as hell, and then it cuts to him talking to somebody. You can't see who he's talking to, and you hear the words, "They still hate you."
They still hate you.
And then you hear a gunshot. Goes black. Yeah. And yeah. So that was Sergeant Waters being murdered. And then we jump to the next scene where
It's like an episode of Columbia, y'all.
Yeah.
This movie is great.
yeah,
It's fun.
yeah, it is. So we jump to the next scene. It is Mr. Robert Townsend. Let's bring him up because this is who we see is Robert Townsend.
Oh, Robbie Townsend.
Young Robert Townsend.
Oh, my gosh.
He plays Corporal Ellis. And
I love Robert Townsend. He's one of my most favorite people. He's
Yeah.
a great actor. He's a
Great
good
director,
director. He's
yeah.
a writer. He's a producer.
Yes.
He's a comic. He's kind of fashionable too.
Yeah.
I'll throw that out there.
Yeah.
If you see him from time to time. I
you
mean,
know-
he's huge. He's
yeah.
huge.
You know,
He's done-
he directed Eddie Murphy Raw,
right.
which was
Right.
also produced by Keenan Ivory Wayans, just like all the brothers eating, and I love it.
He did
I
the Mighty
absolutely
Quinn.
loved it.
I love him in his turn as Meteor Man.
Come on.
That is my favorite
Come on.
superhero.
Meteor Man.
It's not going to come up very often, but yeah, he's
Come
the
on.
number one. And fuck these ratings. These ratings over here.
Yeah.
For our viewers, they'll see a Rotten Tomatoes of 27. That's
Yeah.
absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
Meteor Man's fun as fuck.
Come on, it's got Luther Vandross.
It
in
has a dance-off fight scene.
Come on.
It's so cool.
Meteor fucking man. But
got
yeah, Robert
Babs,
Townsend.
too.
Man,
Babs,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Shout out to Babs. I was actually talking to Kat from the Fake Ass Book Club about Babs recently.
My
We've got
sister
him,
loved it.
Babs is great, man. Cooley
Loved
High.
it.
Fucking, like, he's all over the
All
place.
over the place.
Man. And he's
Don't forget to mention Hollywood Shuffle now.
oh, Hollywood Shuffle.
Yeah, don't
Let's
forget to mention that
go.
fantastic piece of comedic genius.
Undercover Brother, the Bill Cosby from.
Yeah.
Nope. I'll leave that one out.
Yeah,
He has produced a lot
maybe it
of
was a
things.
tell-all thing. But at any rate, so he plays Corporate Ellis, and he's picking up Captain Davenport, who was played by Howard E. Rollins. Right there, that's the two of them. And he's picking him up from the bus station. And what's fantastic about this is Davenport is asleep on the bus. He's knocked out on the bus. And the bus driver's just talking to him any old kind of way. You can't
Really
see
out of
it.
This
pocket.
is a captain.
Really out of pocket.
You really can't see anything on him. He's just in his jacket's off. He doesn't have his
Hat's
hat
off,
on and stuff,
yeah.
so you can't see what his rank is. But he's just talking to him like, "Hey, get up, boy."
But
You
the
said
thing
hi,
is,
did you?
we even get to it later pretty quickly in this film.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the more his hat and stars and bars would have been visible, the more pissed off that bus
Probably
driver would
more
have
than
been.
likely. So he probably was fortunate in that regard.
Good
yes.
point. Good
Yes,
point.
it's a very great point. But he gets off the bus drives away, and you see Corporal Ellis, and he's just confused as hell. Because he's at the
He
bus
sees the hat.
station.
He just
Well,
sees him put a hat on, and
He's
he's
at
like,
the bus
well, that's not
station
the
to pick
fucking-
up a Captain Davenport. That's all he knows.
Yep.
He's not been told what Captain Davenport looks like. Down there in Tynan, Louisiana, colored officers do not exist. And I'm referring to them
Especially
as
in
colored
town.
officers because that's what they refer to them as in this movie and whatnot.
The other
But
side being the white.
Yeah, black officers they don't exist. So when the bus drives past, and it's a beautiful shot because he can't see what's on the other side of that bus. And then the bus drives, and then there's Captain Davenport looking nice and dapper and clean cut. And yeah, he's like, Captain Davenport? And yeah, that's who it is. And you can see just how happy he is. Like
He damn near jumps and skips and clicks his heels
Right?
together. Like he's like,
Right?
okay, absolutely.
Like,
and not
yes,
in a
sir.
step. And I'll say this, not in a step and fetch it kind of way.
Right.
In a militaristic,
Right.
I still know
Yeah.
how to do this. I cannot explode, but I'm
Prou-
freaking
he
the
was
fuck
proud.
out. I'm freaking
he
out
was
right
absolutely proud to be picking up a black captain in the United States Army.
And one of those
yeah,
set
go ahead.
design things is
Yeah.
when that bus drives away and we see Captain Davenport, there is a whites only water fountain
Right.
that we hope is set design and wasn't in 1984 Arkansas. But I mean, there's
used
also a
real
whites only
props.
bench that's not in this shot, but it was right when
Right? Yeah.
Waters was
Yeah.
stumbling by, and so it's just
now. Y'all
like
saw he was sitting in the back half of the bus too, right? Like
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely
Yeah.
he was. Absolutely he was. He
Yep.
was in the back of the bus.
this movie does a very good job, especially being adapted from a play, of using the set
Yeah.
to tell the rest of the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
To keep you
I
in the
agree.
pocket of where you
I agree.
are. It's costumes and set.
I agree.
Because it's a war movie. This is a war movie, but it's so much more a microcosm of like a specific period in time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
absolutely.
And so, yeah, Ellis is like, yes, sir, Captain Davenport, right away. Captain Davenport. He's putting emphasis on the
Captain
captain,
Davenport.
letting all the white people around
God, I
know.
love Robert Townsend.
Yeah, Captain
just so-
Davenport. And they head to the base, okay? And, you know, their first stop is for Davenport to report in to Colonel Nivens, let him know that he's there. He has this conversation with Colonel Nivens. And I don't know the actor's name. What's his name? Colonel Nivens.
So
Sir.
Yes.
the actor's name is Trey Wilson.
Okay, Trey
But
Wilson.
Ed had called this out well before we watched it together last week.
Yes.
Better known as
Yes, and I was telling him that is Nathan Arizona from
Senior.
Raising Arizona.
Oh my God.
So
Are you
yeah,
kidding me?
yes. In the first Coen movie that I can recall seeing in life, he was the character of the store. Yeah.
The patriarch
that
owned all the
yeah.
furniture stores, adopts the 5 children.
Yeah, the father of the kid that goes missing. So
That's
yeah,
wild.
yeah, that is he. That is he.
Good catch,
You
Ed.
can take that. Or my name ain't Nathan Arizona. But yeah, just a country bastard. He's definitely from the South somewhere. But Davenport reports to Colonel Nivens and telling him, you know, what he plans to do while he's there. You know, like, I'm going to get down to the bottom of this.
It's an
murder.
investigation.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
an
not-
investigation.
Yeah.
And Nivens just has all these stipulations for him.
So dismissive.
Yeah, just
so
dismissive of
condescending.
everything.
He's
everything.
mad. And shout out to a real one for keeping the shades on. I'm
Oh,
glad
yeah.
that went down.
Oh, yeah.
And he was proud of them. And he said, what did he say? That I feel like they look like
MacArthur's.
MacArthur.
Yeah.
General
We
MacArthur's.
can say fuck Douglas MacArthur.
Yeah.
Fuck Doug,
But-
but it's a good.
But
it's a look.
Horo was bringing that look.
Yeah.
And it was looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he basically tells him he's got 3 days to solve this thing. Then he's got to get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out and don't go into town and don't be wearing this.
Yeah,
and don't,
like, you know, I'm not going to allow you to cause a whole ruckus down here. You know, we have no issues down here, even though a black NCO has been murdered. It's like everything is on an up and up down here, and the
Every
last
time.
thing we need is some shenanigans jumping off.
what he wanted to
because
say
you're here
was
doing this.
uppity Negro.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Well, we don't
Because
need
who
his
the hell do
uppity
you think
Negro
you are standing in front of me with captain's bars on?
poking his nose around where he
Right.
don't belong. Yeah.
Right. So he gets all these stipulations. So he knows he's in an uphill battle. Davenport knows, like, okay, this is what it's going to be. He realizes where he's at. He's from Washington, D.C. He realizes he is now in Jim Crow South, and rules are different. Things are different. He knows he's a black man in the South. All right. And then from there, he has Corporal Ellis take him to meet Captain Taylor.
So a captain meeting a captain, these should be men who are on absolutely equal footing. At least as far
Right.
as
In terms of
Army
respect and rank and
Yes.
ability.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Captain Taylor was something. You got anything on Captain Taylor?
So that actor who played Captain Taylor is Dennis Lipscomb,
Yes.
who you may remember from 83's War Games or 92's Under Siege.
Yes, indeed. And so he had his ways, but I actually rather enjoy Captain Taylor.
To a certain extent, it seems like it's more ignorance than hatred.
Yes.
He
yes.
even readily admits, whether it almost seems like he's halfway proud, but he admits that in his words, he had never seen a Negro until he was 12 or 13.
12 or 13. Yes.
That's nuts.
Yes.
And he said it the way that someone might say they haven't seen Titanic.
Jesus.
Like it's a defining part of my character. I'm over it, and it's not a big deal anymore. But that used to be a big deal about me, as I really put a lot of space between me.
Yeah.
and Titanic.
I'll tell you what was classic though is the way he looks at Davenport when he walks in his
That
office.
double take.
Yeah, he does a hellified double take. Like what? And he just kind of stands there and stares at him before coming to. It's like a good little awkward pause. It's a good little.
In my
I'm gonna say about a 4-second little pause. Like
we call
yeah.
that a Scooby-Doo. We call that a Scooby-Doo in my family of the like.
Yeah. He was absolutely confused. He's like, what?
A captain?
Yeah. So just to
Yeah.
paint the picture, everybody, because it's the South, they just have never seen a black officer. There's tons of black NCOs, non-commissioned officers, but none with a rank higher than Master Sergeant. And so they start to talking about some of the things that he's going to be up against. Taylor's keeping it real. He's keeping it real with them. He's like, look, there's no way they're going to allow you to come in here and start, accusing just any and everybody. And if word of this gets out beyond this base, best believe these good old boys from around are going to, they going to come a-hunting. And so, like, we got to keep this as hush as we possibly can. And, yeah. So, off the bat, Davenport knows he's up against some shit.
Yep.
He knows he's up against it. All right. And so this is where it really starts to jump off. Okay. So from Captain Taylor's, they go over to the barracks where he is to meet the platoon that served underneath Sergeant Waters.
Yeah.
Now, we got to tell you, Sergeant Waters has been deceased for a month now.
Right, and it's weird the way that it's set up that takes us a second to catch that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
like
he's
it.
been deceased for a month, and nothing has come of this situation, which is fucked up. Fucked up enough.
Yes.
But he's only got 3 days. To get this thing solved. So yeah, they go and meet the guys that was under Sergeant Waters, and then this is where you start meeting a ton of the young black talent that was in this movie.
It's through these interviews that then
yes.
give these fantastic flashbacks.
Yes. And so he gets there. They're like the whole place is just like they just as shocked as all the white guys. They're like, oh my goodness, this what?
A lot of varying
What?
reactions of positive and negative.
What?
But it is mostly just
Yeah.
we don't know what to do here.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention real quickly the bigger NCO, the sergeant that was at Captain Taylor's office doing the typing. His real name is John Hancock.
Oh.
His name is John Hancock. He passed back in the 90s, but he was just as shocked as everybody else when Davenport walks through that door. But then, just like with Ellis, extra proud.
Yeah.
Extra proud, and even tells him before he enters Captain Taylor's office, like, hey, we all rooting for you, brother.
Yep.
We are rooting for you.
We are
And
not ignoring this.
Yeah, so they're all happy. All right, now back to the guys. So he starts to conduct these interviews with the guys so he can learn about, Sergeant Waters, who he was, and, just the goings-on around the barracks and whatnot. And the first one we have is Private Wilkie.
Oh, Wilkie.
This is Art Evans, who we lost
Yes.
late
Yeah.
last year. Rest in peace, Art Evans.
Most will remember
yeah.
Art for playing the chief engineer / John McClane buddy in Die Hard 2.
Yep.
But
Number 2.
Ed, what else you got Art Evans in?
I got Art Evans in The Mighty Quinn. He plays Denzel's right hand man. Denzel plays the police chief, and yeah, he's his right hand man. I've got Art Evans in Fright Night. I've got Art Evans in School Days.
Yes.
Okay.
A handful of TV shows that he made appearances on and whatnot, but
CB4, Tales from the Hood.
he was in Tales from the Hood. Forgot about Tales from the Hood.
Get outta here.
And CB4. It's been so long since I've seen either one of those, but yes, yes, okay.
Metro with Eddie Murphy, late 90s.
One of Eddie Murphy's, if not most underrated and appreciated movie, it's top 3.
Damn.
Metro was fantastic. It's got that bitch ass Michael Rappaport in it, but yeah.
Seen him here in,
Remy.
Yeah.
Go shave your head again, Remy.
Yeah, in the main bad guy, the antagonist is your guy from Nope, the camera operator.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
that guy,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
He
Yep.
plays
Anders?
Yeah, that whatever. Yeah, yes, them,
Interesting.
him.
It's been a long,
Yeah, he's
long
the
time since I've seen
main
Metro.
antagonist in Metro. But yeah, yes, he is in Metro. He dies. He gets killed by what's his name? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, man,
Seen
Art
him
Evans
here
was
in
around.
JoJo Dancer as well. Shout out to
Woo, that's been a minute
That's
since
a
I seen that
weird
one. Yeah,
flick.
It's been a minute since I seen that
I
one.
don't even remember.
But yeah, Art Evans, yeah, he did some things.
But this first interview that Davenport is conducting with Wilkie is painting a picture of Waters that, it's somebody who's stern, but that all the guys loved him, and that Wilkie also loved him, and that even though they had their disagreement, where Wilkie had been in
10 years.
10 years,
10
had gotten
years.
3 bars,
Yeah.
and for one night of having been drunk on guard duty, was completely stripped down
To a
and
private.
taken back to a private. Yeah.
Like square one.
And then also manipulated. Like he dropped him down and then he never let him go away
Yeah.
from him. He
Yeah.
was
But kinda
like, you're my
dangling that
little
carrot that-
Dangling,
pawn.
yeah, like dangling the stripes in front of his nose.
You're the one
yeah.
that'll go along with everything I got. Yeah.
And so this is where you get your first shot of just the asshole that Sergeant Waters was when he
You're
was
right.
still
What's
around.
up with the helmet?
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Air raid,
he
late
was
night?
going for his old blood and guts. His old what's that?
Patton.
Yeah, Patton. I think he was going for his Patton there.
Oh, okay.
I believe Ed also referred to himself as Blood and Guts Ed when we were talking about horror
has said
movies almost 2 years ago.
yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah.
because that's what I love. That's what I love. That's what I yes. 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 But
there were some flashback scenes
some
from the
flashback-
interview.
Yes. So
One of them takes place at Big Mary's.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how this is more of a noir than Vice Squad was a noir.
yeah.
This does a very good job of being a detective story and like showing us all the different vignettes and like I mean it doesn't exactly have the hard lighting, it actually has like pretty good lighting
Yeah.
throughout,
But there is a shot later we'll get into that has a perfect noir
Yes.
influence
Yes,
to it.
absolutely. And so if you go back to that shot, Casey, so they're all there at Big Mary's, like everybody's enjoying themselves. They're just having the best of times. Sergeant Waters included. And, you get into this and you're thinking one thing because this is Wilkie's,
His-
telling of it.
Yeah.
So, like, the way Wilkie tells it, like, he was just a very strict guy that didn't take any crap. And you learn as he's demoting Wilkie from sergeant to private that he has a problem with black representation, like black people misrepresenting the race
Yep.
in the eyes of white people.
And it does seem to have like a tinge of colorism to it as well that we'll get into over time, but it definitely seems like he has targets.
Yeah. And so, because he's telling
Especially
Wilkie.
people
he's
from the
like,
South.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
telling Wilkie. And Wilkie was from Detroit. But, like, in this particular instance, he was like, all day long you complain about not getting a chance. And, the white man gives you a chance. And what do you do with it? You go off and get drunk on duty. So, like, he's like, we've worked too hard and come too far to allow these type of actions to pull us back.
And then he does exactly what the white process would want, the establishment, and pulls a black man down.
Yeah. Never once crossed his mind. It never crossed his mind. But that kind of like it's the beginning of, the picture being painted of Waters, of the type of gentleman that he is. Yep. So Wilkie's telling him like he likes CJ. They show him just jamming to CJ, singing a Low Down Dirty Shame and stuff with Big Mary and all of that. And they're just in there getting it, Sarge included. They're having a good time.
Everybody. Yeah.
They go and talk to him after the song and stuff. And he's asking him like, hey, you ever heard of so-and-so? It's like, I knew you did. I can hear it in your influence. And, I can hear his influence in your playing and everything. And like everything is everything. And you're taking this as law.
Because it seems like Wilkie comes across as a nice guy, and he's like, why would I lie?
Yeah. He's very forthcoming. Yeah. He's affable in the interview, but also respectful, and doesn't seemingly have anything to hide.
Right.
Although he's just set with that motive right away. You break me down from what I've been working on for 10 years. I could definitely, I could do a lot of things to you that, like,
he said he deserved it at least in this interview. He said he deserved it.
Yeah.
And he knows he doesn't because he even, we'll get into it.
But Wilkie does provide Davenport with a key bit of information when Wilkie asked Davenport, is it true that the stripes and bars were still on the deceased Sergeant Waters' uniform post being killed?
Yeah. To which Davenport says yes. And Wilkie's like, something's wrong, isn't it? And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, the Klan don't like to see us in these uniforms. They typically strip us of the insignias before they lynch us. Yep. And so that's the
literal
first
stolen valor.
That's
stolen valor.
And
it's
so,
not somebody going to Chick-fil-A and getting a military discount.
Right. And right.
And what's kind of like, it's not necessarily subtle, but it's something that then just has to be thought about a little bit deeper, is that these lynchings are so commonplace that this isn't like this is some crazy thing that happened. This happens on a somewhat regular basis, and so it was already just assumed that the Klan would have done something like this because the Klan was doing things like this all of the fucking time.
And we're not going to waste our time with our man hours going to go talk to Billy Bob about just him having a picnic.
Yeah. And one of the last things you learn about Waters, outside of the fact that he still had his stripes on when he was killed, is you learn a little bit about his past and, how his father shoveled coal from the back of a truck, couldn't read or write, but made sure that he and his siblings knew how to. And he also speaks about how his father told it, like, you've got to distance yourself from ignorant black folk. You know what I mean?
Don't say this. Don't do that.
Yeah. Don't say, say here. Yeah. So you learn all of this.
No lie. Yeah. That started ringing in my head. There's definitely a lot of family members that I've had that instill that stuff. And
absolutely.
Like say it in a very specific way. I know a lot of times I say, I went beyond that. That's why I have a huge vocabulary, and I just say things with confidence now. Even if I'm wrong, I don't give a fuck. Language is made up. Like this is a completely fluid thing that we're still figuring out.
Well, I'm going to go to the Cannes Film Festival and watch Paulette Goddard. Hey, sorry, Paulette. I know that it's Goddard. And thanks Tony. Thanks, Tony, for pointing that out from the Vice Squad episode, which Tony would also like to say that Peter Lorre wasn't ever a sex symbol, but
hey, speak for yourself.
That can be debated. Evidently.
I just let it ride. I never thought that myself. I was like, I don't think so. But yeah,
speak with confidence.
Yeah, reek. No, but and so the interview concludes with Wilkie. Davenport asks him to send in the next soldier, and the next soldier is none other than Private First Class Melvin Peterson, played by
Denzel
Leas Washington.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
It's
the
actually, Equalizer.
It's actually Denzel.
Emily was calling him Zelly the other night.
Ooh.
How he gonna tell us after 30 plus years of calling him Denzel that it's actually Denzel?
Oh, that's a real
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was in an interview and said that.
Yeah.
interesting.
Like that's not
fun.
made up.
That's just
like
fun to
no,
do.
you're Denzel, bro.
But Denzel
even
has so
if
much
it really
more,
is
it's like
Denzel,
panache.
it's Denzel.
I could see that, like, the way the teachers pronounce it versus the way your mom pronounce it type of shit.
Man,
I don't know.
Look, Denzel.
'Cause Mama
This
called
is one of the
Denzel.
This is
I'll
one of
call
the
him
cases.
Denzel.
Like Mama call him Denzel, I'ma call him Denzel. Yeah, but no. So we get to meet Private First
Still
Class.
crazy to me. I just have to throw it out
Peterson.
there. It's still
What's
the
that?
craziest thing to me that the only series that he has is The Equalizer.
Yeah, that's.
It's not
It's
that
got
the
to be.
bad,
It's got
but
to be
that's
intentional.
Wild.
It's got to be intentional. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a fantastic series. I
It's
love
really
every single
good.
one of those movies.
It's
I love
pretty-
every single one of them.
They're fun.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Yeah.
So,
Did you want to see the Mighty Quinn too? Is that what?
Oh man, yeah, I'm trying not to think about that. I tried at least 3 times to finish that, and even with Townsend, I couldn't. It's just so silly.
well, his accent sucked too.
Yeah, but his is funny. Like his is the Denzel's accent in this
Just
is
bad. It's
It's
just bad.
painful.
It's bad.
Subtitles couldn't help. I think the subtitler couldn't figure it out either.
It's crazy. And here's what's even crazier. So, we all know, like we've discussed this before, Denzel cannot do foreign accents. His British is abysmal. His Jamaican is a joke at best. But not only can he not do foreign accents, apparently my man Denzel can't do Southern draws. His Southern drawl was shaky at best in this.
I forgot that it was supposed to be a part of his character.
But he was Hollywood, California,
Right.
by way of Alabama.
That fool was from
Right.
Alabama and went to Hollywood to enlist.
That was that was a writer's note, I think. Like that was a note maybe on set was to add that to the script because
I'm
they were
sorry,
like, that's
but,
the best way we're going to
this-
be able to.
This new young actor, I believe his name is Denzel.
Denzel.
He can't quite pull off this Southern accent, so let's write it into his character that he was via Hollywood.
That's I
Is
mean
that
that's the move.
by way of Alabama, sir. Yeah, no, it's just which is shocking because he won his first Oscar. Y'all remember what his first Oscar was for?
Was it not Training Day?
No, it was Glory.
Oh, the best actor.
Yeah,
the
best supporting. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. So his first Oscar, was for Glory, where he plays a slave, a freed slave or an escaped slave, whatever. That has a Southern drawl. So,
I think I might have actually found a little clip of the Quinn.
Oh, we
If
got
y'all-
some
if
Quinn?
If we're ready for it,
all
if
right,
y'all are okay with
all
that,
right.
I'll try to make it
Denzel,
not very long.
don't hate us too tough when you see this, okay? And I think you know that because you ain't played a Jamaican since.
What you doing here?
Vacation.
So why you follow me?
I wasn't.
How come you have a gun?
They told me this was a very dangerous place.
How come the silencer?
That's the way it came.
I just read you your rights.
No peace.
Right down by the beach.
Denzel,
man.
you truly are one of the best to ever lace him up, but good gravy.
Can you imagine getting off set, like rapping at the end of the day, and he just feels great. He's
Could
like,
you
I nailed it.
imagine
I'm
being
killing it.
across the camera
I
from
know,
like being
everybody behind
in
you
the
could
scene?
not
No.
break.
I'm saying in the same scene as Denzel trying your hardest not to fucking
So Robert
crack up.
Townsend is a class act.
I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all. I can't do this. Take me off this movie. I can't do it.
But when we do have the interview with Pete, which it's, Peterson, Melvin Peterson, but everybody calls him Pete.
Call
Yeah.
it Pete.
And this interview gets into some of the history of the troops in the unit, how they were on a baseball team, which
Yeah.
then was coached by Waters. I believe they were put together in 42.
Yep, that's what they said. Yep.
And we're gonna
And-
go play the Yankees eventually if they beat.
They just kept winning.
Right, but we meet CJ
Yeah.
through this flashback
Yes.
scene. And so CJ is the baseball player who is he's knocking the ball out of the park.
He's a hitter.
Catching it like robbing a home run with a outfield catch and then getting a kiss from a fan while doing it. And then in a post-celebratory scene, we have this great, like, he's also entertaining the rest of his friends, the people in his troupe, with music.
He's the life of the party. And it's a tough thing because we are just getting all of these stories through people's retellings.
Right.
But sometimes there are people like that where it's like, yeah, they were good at what they wanted to do. They were fun to talk to.
Yeah.
They had talents out the wazoo. Like, yeah.
Yeah, not only can he play guitar, but he can knock a baseball into the next county.
Yeah. And
Right,
not,
which
and not
is
be
what
mean
Waters
to
said. Did you
or
see
anything.
that? Come on, CJ,
Yeah.
next county. Yeah.
Thunder.
I figured you saw that when you
yeah.
when you said it. But we actually met CJ in Wilkie's flashback.
Yeah, he's in the background of the bar there for sure.
Because he's singing the Low Down Dirty Shame.
Yeah.
But we have Larry Riley, correct?
Yeah, Larry Riley that plays CJ Memphis. Yes. So this is Larry Riley, who he was only around for a short while, but boy could he sing. To quote Wilkie, but boy could he sing. The only other thing I could name him in is this movie. I was telling my co-host, he was in this 1987 made-for-TV baseball movie called Long Gone.
Okay, Long Gone.
Yeah, he plays a baseball player in it that's very good. They want him on this minor league baseball team. It takes place around the same time as this movie takes place. So 40s, the color barrier hasn't been broken yet. And in order for him to play for this minor league baseball team, he has to pretend to be Cuban. Yeah, it's the only way they're gonna let him play. So yeah.
Wonder how the accent is.
Yes, Cuban B.
Oh no, he didn't even try it. He did like, it was like if you see the movie, he was like purposely being just ridiculous about it. They're like, "You're not black, are you?" Like, no comprende, senor. You know what I mean? Like he would say it like that, sounding like a brother, like just speaking Spanish.
Comprende,
Yeah,
senor.
Yeah, like no accent or
I'm
anything.
from
on it.
Oakland.
So yeah, like he was pissed off that he had to do it. He was a proud black man and was mad that he had to play, had to pretend to be Cuban. But that
shout
was
out-
like literally the only thing that I could
I got one.
place him in. What you got?
Little known thing. I don't know if people remember Fantastic Max. Anybody remember Fantastic
Oh yeah, the
Max?
cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He was part of the voice cast of Fantastic Max as Dumping Jack.
Okay, I don't remember Dumping Jack, but I'll have.
Along
Okay,
with
that's
Dana
what's
Hill
up.
from what is The Exorcist, right?
I know her from Vacation.
Vacation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
European Vacation, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, Nancy Cartwright, of course. Yeah, he's yeah.
Okay.
bad.
Okay. That's what's up.
But the troops are all
yeah.
celebrating, having beers, playing songs, and we've got Cobb talking to CJ, which we learned that Cobb is CJ's best friend, but Cobb's asking about the woman in the stands and is like, Cobb says, "Who was that fine river hip thing you was talking to before the game? The woman had tits like two helmets."
Like two helmets.
But while we're here, we do meet Corporal Cobb,
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
by
Daggone. David
Dag.
Allen Greer.
David
Yeah.
Allen
Yeah.
Greer.
Yeah, an absolute talent from top to bottom, a
Yes.
Tony Award winning actor. We found out in our research for doing a reprisal of this film as Waters.
Okay, yeah. Got
but
his
he'd
award
been
for
on.
Waters.
He's been. It looks like he's been acting since about '83.
Okay.
He's a stage and theater and improv and comedy and film
Yep.
and absolutely everything.
Yes.
Like he's just he'll do
Yes.
anything and he's
Yes.
smoke. He's absolutely totally smoke. They cloned Tyrone, a recent film I know he was a party in.
Crack me up as Reverend Lonnie Love on Martin.
Martin,
It was a recurring.
yep.
It was a recurring character. He was on like 2 or 3 episodes.
He's in
Yeah.
Boomerang, In Living Color,
Oh, come
Blank
on.
Man, Jumanji,
Come on.
American Society of Negroes, which I suggest you go ahead and skip. It wasn't
Rusty
that good. It was
Cundiff's Tales from the Hood. I know he was
Yep.
in that.
yeah, Carmichael's show more recently. I mean, he's busy. He's working all the time.
Okay.
He's always doing it.
Okay.
Dags,
Love it.
yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Dags.
Love it. But
Love
yeah, so
Dags.
So he's asking him about the woman, please. Yeah, continue.
Right.
He's
Well,
asking.
and then CJ's playing a song, and CJ's like, look out, Adolf Hitler. You and Tojo gonna be singing the blues. And I would almost propose that before we get to this turn, where things take a decidedly different tone in this celebratory scene, we shake a little dew off the lily pad.
We should do
let's
that.
get them whiskey
No, take me out on the retelling of CJ's story, telling David and Alan Greer about that woman. You're like, if I had given her what she wanted, no telling what would have happened. There's a man in my town. They used to call him Jimmy One Leg on account of his thing was so big. Well, one day he meets this young little thing, laid the clap on him so bad he lost the one good leg he had. Now folks just call him Little.
Hit him, Herbie. Fucking hit him with it.
Yeah, man, Herbie.
Come on, Herb.
Yeah, I believe we left off talking about the interview with Peterson.
Yes.
And Peterson's getting into, telling Captain Davenport what he thought of Sergeant Waters, and he's not mincing words. He even refers to him as Stone Ass. If y'all can't remember from the quiz, that was the nickname that he had for him. He said he was the only one that called him that, but didn't like him. Just didn't like the way he talked to the fellas. Didn't like the way he just went in on them and whatnot and treated them.
Yeah, like
and
he was
stuff.
overly punishing them,
Yeah.
which we do have a case of. Like we did.
And especially CJ.
Especially
the
CJ.
Southern.
Yes.
He had
And
an
like
eye
this
out
is just
for him.
after CJ had a great baseball game. Everybody's in a celebratory mood, and Waters comes in and it's like, no, change out of your baseball uniforms. We're going to paint the fucking White Officers Club. Was that what it was?
Yes.
And
He was
it
like,
just-
"We're still at work."
Yeah,
We're still-
absolutely dressing down CJ for being celebratory in any way, and it's like, well, you just won a fucking baseball game. You just
So-
hit
Killed
it
it,
out of the
killed it,
county.
killed
Like,
it.
What's
And moving on, like it's their. It's,
So,
it's a
dude.
championship.
So here's the question.
Okay.
Has Waters always hated CJ, or was it this particular
First
scene
word he
where it
heard
turned?
out of CJ's mouth, I think he probably hated him. Before he heard him sing, before he saw him play, I think he did hate him. I don't think he wanted to kill him. I never think he wanted to kill him.
Yeah. So the question-
But
Yeah, so the
CJ's
question
gaining
is-
more influence, i.e.,
Gotcha.
power through his success, and
Yeah.
then all the other soldiers
So-
loving him, and so maybe it's trying to take somebody down a peg who's not
I gue-
maybe rivaling
and I
your
guess, yeah.
power, but
So I guess I'm asking this because do we believe anything Wilkie told Captain Davenport? Like, did he really approach CJ?
No. Wilkie
and talk to him about his singing and everything.
Here's the thing. I think he did because Wilkie is. That's the thing about a liar that's trying to tell a really good lie. You tell as much truth as possible and leave out as much as possible.
And the only reason why I asked that is, like, let's say Waters, was granting him some grace, even though he's one of them Southerners he can't stand.
Mm-hmm.
He walks in to the barracks with CJ singing a song about him. Got a little problem. About 5'2", and they call him Sarge, and he's after you. Gotta watch what you're saying. Better watch what you do, because that low down dirty Waters is gonna roll all over you. And Waters hears all of this. And is this the point where he's like, well, I'd be damned if some Southern geechee motherfucker like
Geechee,
you
oh yeah, that was.
is going to, be talking smack about me behind my back. So is this where it like officially turns, or do you think Wilkie was just lying and he's
the
always
excuse.
just hated it?
It's the excuse. Now I've got the motivation.
Okay.
There was always going to be there. It's a candle that just needed to be lit. It's always
Okay.
there.
Okay.
And I think that was his time. Because the other also
Because he wasn't the
his
only
other one is he
backwoods
gets
person in the platoon.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
I mean, he busts
Like
another
Cobb
dude
was
down.
pretty. Yeah, he's
Right,
from
right.
Jutlerville. What the
Right.
hell is a Jutlerville?
Not a
You know,
place I
like
wanna
you know,
go.
Mississippi. You know, so he wasn't the only. You know, I mean,
Keach.
deep South. You know, person in the platoons. Just not possible. They in Louisiana.
But Pete
But yeah.
takes offense to Waters just ripping into CJ. And so Pete's the one who's going to stand up in this situation.
He squares the
And-
fuck
Oh.
up. He squares the fuck up, and
You're a
for
creep. You're a
anybody-
creep,
You're a
Waters.
creep, Waters. And for anybody that has ever seen the Jamie Foxx, Denzel Washington interview, the little clip from that where Denzel's laughing and he reaches over to grab Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx says, "Get your fucking hands off me." And he just stares at him, and Denzel
Yeah.
just starts cracking up.
Yeah.
This is the scene that
seen
that
it too.
Fantastic.
yeah, when Waters
Oh,
goes
I'll have
yeah,
to
and
see
he
if I
tells
can
him-
fucking find that one. You could have
Yeah.
told me. I would have had that one ready because that's.
So that
Gosh, I forgot about that.
that is what
capsule
that
in
is
time.
from. Yeah,
Get
that
your
is what
fucking hands
Get
off.
your hands off me, and and Denzel's just cracking up. But that's where Jamie Foxx got that from. This scene right here.
Well, and it's
Yeah.
wild because when we did the Django episode, we talked about Jamie Foxx having a pretty noticeably good-sized bulge in that episode.
Yeah,
So, KC, hold on.
We have to pull
Casey.
We're pulling over the podcast for just a quick second
Right.
here.
Can you enhance this picture for all of our viewers, please?
You know, I do have some of those skills. Like I know that our viewers might know, or listeners as well, that I do produce this podcast, and yeah, I can enhance. Okay, we shall
Okay.
enhance.
So, this is
Y'all
time to break out a new game here on Reel Poppycock called Bulge or Shadow.
Yeah.
So, really, it's going to be simple. Viewers at home, chime in and let us know, is good old Denzel or Denzel, is he engorged here, or is it just a shadow?
It's just a shadow.
Ed, give your case. You have 30 seconds
I have
starting
30 seconds.
now.
All right, so we're zoomed in. If you take a look at where the beer bottles are. Look at the lighting in this particular photo. You'll see that there is a shadow being casted on Denzel's front side. If you take a good look where y'all see curve and think that could be a bulge, that is nothing more than the shadow of Sergeant Waters' hands and the beer bottles that are sitting on that table in front of him, casting a reflection onto Denzel's front side.
And you're
there.
done.
Yeah.
Okay. Trevor, I believe you've already kind of laid out a bit of your case that you are in the bulge camp.
So
on this.
maybe it's just, you know,
Hold
sometimes-
on. You have 30 seconds starting now.
Maybe sometimes you just see what you want to see. And maybe you start filling in some blanks of where, all right, well, you know, I didn't notice this the first time around, but wait, hold a second. And I actually think it was Emily who pointed it out when I was rewatching this. Is that a bulge in Denzel's pants? And you know what? I see the curvature and I see a certain stoppage where the shadow may start or stop, but there seems to be an imprint. And that imprint, especially with how enraged, you know, you don't want to ever fight an enraged, engorged man.
And you're done. Okay. All right. Well,
Viewers at home, KC, what?
yeah, I'll lay out my case. The dick is on the left, the shadow's on the right.
The shadows across
seeing
his
both.
entire left. Like,
I'm giving it-
which is Denzel's right.
No,
but
I'm
it's-
talking about
it's
this
entire-
little other part going. There's a little
Well,
bit
when you
more.
go there, your monitor's in the way, so I can't see anything going on there. I can't.
right,
Like, the
that's my
monitor's right
case.
there. Like it literally stops at his waistline. So yeah.
But this is one of the few times where normally we are presenting this as an audio podcast that you don't have to look at to properly enjoy. But you know what, listeners? Switch over to YouTube for these couple minutes and you decide for yourself. Is Denzel as Pete sporting a little bulge here before he's about to get into some fisticuffs with Waters?
Right.
Is it
and
Pete
so it
and
does
Pete,
happen.
or
so yeah,
is it a
no.
repeat?
So Peterson calls him out. He's he asking, what kind of colored man are you? Like, how could you come in here and just talk to us like this? Like, you ain't got to go around calling us names and everything. and he continues to just be an asshole.
Where are
and
you
everything.
from? England?
Right, that was beautiful.
Very funny.
Beautiful. Like, if it wasn't for you Southern niggas, white people wouldn't think we was all bad. And so then
He's like,
Denzel
what are you
says, so where are
talking
you
about?"
from? England?
Yeah.
And then that just sets Waters off. He's like, okay, we've got to fight now.
Because
You
Waters,
know?
I think, still
We
in
gotta
his
fight.
mind, does think he's different. He does think that he's some kind of fucking scion in this whole thing.
Yeah. I'll get deeper into what I think his problems are, as we progress through the film. But yeah, they go and fight. So
They square the fuck up for real.
Yeah, they square up.
They legitimately get into a fight between people of different ranks. I don't know. Is that
and
that's not supposed to happen, right?
But I think it was all where it's like, all right, so this is going to be, nobody's going to press charges. This isn't above board. Like, we're going to agree upon
He bumped
this
another
as
dude down 10
individuals.
ranks for getting drunk when they got drunk together.
Right? But this seems
I don't know
like
if they was together. Were they together? I don't, because Sarge wasn't on duty. Sarge ain't never
Sarge is
doing no
out
duty.
drinking from time to time, fighting his demons anyway.
I don't think
so.
yeah.
We also have to think about how Sarge has already had a reputation with the other members of the troop of that he's going to fight dirty. So my guess is this isn't the first fight that's happened over the
true.
course of the couple years that they've been with Waters as being a baseball team, and then in the Smoke Battalion, we will learn later.
Yeah.
But I do like how Denzel has his pinky out in this little boxing stance.
I don't know if he can bend it. Denzel, that's
a
pinky
weird
is
move to do.
mad broken.
Yeah, because he like jammed it up.
Yeah, like when he was playing basketball when he was younger, but that pinky never since right. So I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can ball it up like the other hand.
So it's not a choice. That's just a natural.
Yeah. So and the
Okay.
next time you're watching a movie,
He's the equalizer, though.
featuring Denzel,
His left hand, his
take a look at
pinkies.
the pinky. The pinky is disgusting.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we do have a
it's like
pretty-
Booger McFarlane fingers. you get it, Charles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But so he fights
It's a
for
pretty
Sarge.
good fight.
It
It's
is.
a pretty good fight.
Sarge-
And
Sarge
Denzel
does-
gets
yeah.
in the first lick.
Yeah.
There's a, but as
they
Pete's
warned him.
friends warned him.
As
He
they
plays
warned him.
dirty. He starts.
He throws
fucking
the
Sarge
sand in the eye. He
throws.
throws the
He does
pocket
Pocket
sand.
sand. He
Yeah.
does the fucking Rusty Shackleford, and does the pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
And what follows the pocket sand, but a couple punches
Yeah.
straight into
Yeah.
little Denzel.
Right
Yeah.
into the little Denzel, and then up into the kidneys and stuff. He's like going messy because he's also, for people that cannot understand the size difference here. Cap is small. Like he's a relatively
5'2" on stilts.
and maybe 90 pounds,
Yeah, like
fully fed.
fully fed, soaking wet with bricks in his
but
pockets.
he's wiry
He's
strong.
which is actually the craziest ones to fight. They do fight dirty.
yeah.
The Eddie Guerreros of that shit.
Yeah. So the Sarge works him over a bit. He throws the sand in his eye. He works him over and whatnot. And as he concludes his interview with Captain Davenport, he says, "Yeah, the Sarge beat me pretty bad that day, but nothing ever happened beyond that. Like that was it. Shit was squashed."
Nothing ever happened
Yeah,
beyond
and,
that. Yeah, I got my ass
yeah.
beat
Left me
in front of
alone after
everyone,
that, yeah.
and he left me alone after
then,
that.
yeah, he
he
left
didn't
me
point
alone
at me
after
or
that,
poke
yeah.
at me like he does with everyone else. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Poppycock.
And then he goes on to tell him, they ended up losing to a sanitation company in their final game, so they never got to play the Yankees. Because Davenport did ask him if they ever got to play the Yankees.
Mafia. Interesting though.
Yeah, but it said a sanitation company, which was almost a quiz question. So that was the interview with Peterson.
Well,
Okay.
and then Davenport goes back to his barracks.
He goes back to his sleeping quarters where he gets a visit from one Captain Taylor.
Speaking of his sleeping quarters, Poppycock on that bullshit that they just
Woo!
gave him an entire wing,
They
a
gave him a-
barrack.
yeah, they
like
gave
he
him the
has
whole barracks.
because they don't want him to stay with other They're like, well, we don't know what the
can't
fuck
stay with
you
the white
are,
guys.
and you can't stay with those other dudes
Yeah.
because they don't want them to get too
Right.
uppity
Yeah.
because they're getting influence. So you stay over here on your own, away from everyone.
And an entire barracks that just him in it.
fucking 5
And
showers
like I said, at
and
the
5
very
toilets
least,
and shit.
even with him being a black officer, at least the bathroom was clean.
It was actually all clean, but they pissed on those beds.
Well,
Somebody pissed on those beds.
and there was the graffiti written in soap on the mirror.
Yeah.
Which
What
was
did that
which is
say?
a which is a,
welcome snowflake.
Yeah, that's what it said. Welcome,
Yeah.
Snowflake.
Which I get.
I kind of don't.
a fly by night white wannabe. That's kind of the way that I've heard it
Okay.
wrapped up.
Okay.
It's a thing I actually used to get called sometimes when I was in punk bands. We're like, you're not going to be here. You don't belong here. And then I reminded them we
Yeah.
were punk first.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Okay.
Also, writing in soap, bitch move.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Where we can just get wiped soap. That's so.
Yeah.
Just gonna smear the mirror.
Right.
But when
But
we
yeah.
have the two captains talking to each other, this does kind of, it really sets in. And even if this picture is in black and white, we are in Tynan, Louisiana.
Bit of a noir
in
vibe.
probably the summer of 44, and it is just a sweat fest.
Yo,
Yeah, they're both.
is-
They're
movie-
both just filthy nasty.
This
with the
movie
sweat.
does a good job of having everyone look hot and sweaty and making sure that everything feels sweaty around them without doing the like sepia tone and
Yeah.
like trying to make it look wavy
No,
on screen.
absolutely.
But we know where they're
Yeah.
fucking at because every
Yeah.
time anyone walks anywhere, they're like,
Everybody's just covered in it. It's just
Glistening.
it's nastiness.
Just glistening.
It's the kind of heat that you
Stuck
never
to you.
feel clean in. You could be fresh out the shower, and as soon as you put the clothes on and take 3 steps, you feel disgusting.
that Sinners kind of vibe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh.
But
yeah.
Davenport learns there may have been some white officers involved with Waters before Waters was killed. And so, what do you do next? You got to go see the colonel to get
Permission to question these guys.
And we mentioned it when we were watching it together, but Colonel Nivens eats his fucking eggs very oddly.
Yeah, the little teacup version of a coddled egg, and it's still in the shell, and you have to crack it open. And it gets served to him by his wife, who gives our inspector a bit of an eye at one point.
Yeah, like why is your black ass here? It wasn't no like. I
It was
want
that one at first, and then when she finally walked into the kitchen again, then never to be seen again.
Well,
it was more of like
it was the little dance that Davenport does
Yeah.
after being given the
the
permission.
permission to question the white officers that ran into Waters the night he was killed.
And so he does a little. It's one of the few times you ever see Davenport in not a very serious,
Kinda happy.
like in
Yeah.
just this little moment like of levity. And so there's more to this character. Like he's a man on a mission, but that's not all that he is. We're just seeing him in this ultra serious situation.
Yep. And so we do learn. It's funny. So this is one of the silly moments of Robert Townsend. It was Robert Townsend that hit Davenport to the fact that 2 white officers were questioned regarding the murder of Sergeant Waters. It wasn't in the report that was given to Davenport by Colonel Nivens, and so he's like confused. He's like, "How do you know this?" And Corporal Ellis tells him like, "Yeah, well, I was delivering the report from Colonel Nivens to Captain Taylor, and then the
And,
Jeep, bam, hit a hole." And the folders went flying everywhere, like
and I
paper
may or
was-
may not have
And I just happened to see it.
happened to. See it.
I just happened
And
to
doesn't
see
he
it.
tell us at the very beginning that he's only flipped a truck twice?
Twice. Yeah. Started out in a fire truck, then moved to an ambulance truck, and now he's doing those. Only flipped it twice. But yeah, so
Which means he flipped both of those more than twice.
Probably
Just 2
maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Maybe.
that's
Yeah.
the mark that we're
Yeah,
good.
get him out of there. You ain't flipping no more, brother. Put him in a Jeep.
Well, when you're bringing ribs and catfish and liquor back from Big Mary's, you might take a couple corners kind of fast.
You just might.
God damn, I need
but
to cook some catfish.
So he tells him, about this, to which Davenport is grateful, and just tells him, make sure no more papers go flying out your Jeep.
And which is more of
Yeah.
a give them to me.
Nah.
Because if you're going to look at things, because people trust you to take and
Yeah.
move stuff around because they also think you're maybe too dumb to read or understand what we're fucking handing you
Right,
anyway.
right.
So bring it to me first, especially if you trip a little bit
Yeah.
and see a little line.
Yeah, but before we move on to the next interview, we
Okay.
got to say that
Going to church,
Nivens,
right?
Well, Nivens is also, he gives some stipulations. He's like, I never said you couldn't question him, but what's made clear up until this point is that Colonel Nivens absolutely has a hand in silencing a lot of the info that would help Captain
He
Davenport
says he's gonna run him
out.
up on charges and shit. Like he's like, yeah, you can't like, you're withholding evidence.
Well, not Captain Taylor, Colonel Nivens.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
sorry,
because
different
Captain
white guy.
Taylor's like, well, are you gonna charge Colonel Nivens too? Because he's part of their alibi. You know, played poker till 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, he was there when they came in and turned in their equipment and stuff. And so Nivens has been covering up a whole lot of this stuff to keep these white officers' names clear and not have them implemented in the murder of this black NCO. His reasoning behind that is to keep the town from, erupting into chaos. And that, he says that, like, if these
When
people
chaos,
find out,
it's so funny when people
and
do
you
that.
try to charge these white officers,
Yeah.
these people in this town are going to riot, and there's going to be some deaths.
Which is so crazy because it's the we justify this chaos against this group of people so that there isn't a perspective.
Yeah, patriotic until you
one that
shitting on
hasn't
some
even
black
happened.
soldiers.
Yeah.
You know, you're a patriot until you shitting like then
It's
all the whole
crazy.
respect for the uniform and everything and respecting our vets and stuff is out the window.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's all perspective. It's all relativity. So we had to let y'all know about that. So it's important. So after learning about this, we have the Henson interview. Henson is the next
Yes.
person interviewed. Ellis takes Captain Davenport the next day to the church, or they're having service. And Henson is playing the shit out this organ. And Trevor, you had a
sick.
great question. I liked it. I never thought
I was
about it.
curious, but so we've got this church organ player that's just sliding across the entire
Yeah, the whole
just
keyboard. Yeah.
killing it, and you only see the hands. And then when we see Henson later, it's a back shot, and it's not actually him playing the
an
organ.
interesting term.
So then, knowing that Herbie Hancock was doing a lot of improvised music for this movie, were those his hands on the?
Probably 100%.
Yeah. And it's those little things that you just see that little flash, and boom, the hand goes across the keyboard, and yeah.
I bet. I look. I've never once thought about that, Trevor, but I'm like, yeah.
The
I
only
don't know.
reason-
I don't know. Herbie probably wasn't on set. I
That's
was
the
just
only
thinking about
reason
that,
I would
yeah.
say maybe not.
Yeah,
Is there's
Herbie
no
was
reason
probably
that-
where he was at and just made the music and stuff.
He was reading the
but yeah.
French comic series that would eventually become Valerian.
Prepping for that. Yeah, now he's probably working on a score for Harlem Nights that came out like 3 years later, 4 years
right.
later.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
cool. But yeah,
Henson doesn't want to talk
he
to an
doesn't wanna talk.
officer.
He doesn't want to talk to him. I don't know
Yeah,
what was
man.
up with Henson in that. What was up with that? Like he straight up, he's like, no disrespect, but I'm not too big on talking to officers, black or white. Like Henson, shut up, dude. You're like a PFC. Like you have no choice.
It's
Yeah.
a very weird. It's
Yeah.
a very
Well,
funny
and from the amount that we've seen him being drunk at various points in this movie,
Yeah.
maybe he had been disciplined by some people before, and so then he's just got a bad taste in his mouth
Yeah,
from past
probably.
events. But it's
a
a
good-
cold
that's a good
interview,
call.
but we do learn some things as the audience that we did not know up until this point, where Henson points out that there had been a shooting at the Williams Golden Palace?
Yeah, Williams
about
Golden
a year
Palace.
ago?
Yeah. And this is where this is where it gets really fucked up. This is where Sergeant Waters and Private Wilkie and everybody they come and the MPs come storming into their barracks. Oh, and by the way, Poppycock, gotta call Poppycock.
Get that Poppycock
here.
outta here.
Yeah, I gotta call Poppycock here. The guys are in the bunks. They're in their bunks and they hear the shooting. They're like, "What is that? What's that shooting that's going on?" And the shooting is absolutely still going on when Waters and them enter the barracks. I'm like, okay, that's either like very terrible, like editing, like with the sound effects and whatnot and timing for that scene, or Waters and them was just that fucking sloppy with this setup plan.
I feel like it was unreliable narrator type shit. Where it's like,
Because yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
was,
we're not really there.
Yeah.
We're just it's always these stories.
Okay, yeah, I got you. But we're not really there. But these guys are in these bunks. They sit up. They're shocked as hell because they hear these gunshots, and then Waters and them come storming in. And he said he gives this elaborate story about how 3 people have just been shot and killed, and they caught the person running here and into these barracks, or they saw the person run into these barracks. And he's here to find out.
And there was a window
who it is.
open,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's a gun that we found.
Yeah.
It gets very messy very quickly.
Very quickly. And of course, he's questioning all these guys about this shooting. Henson's trying to tell him, look, I saw somebody sneak in here.
Right,
I
late
saw
at night
somebody.
after everybody was
Yeah.
already here. And there were also witnesses that had CJ, who very quickly we see that Waters is really aiming for CJ. But there were even alibis for CJ
Yeah.
for
Especially
not being the
because
one who
CJ is
could
the
have
one that we
possibly
know.
done.
Like
Yeah.
CJ was doing whatever we know he was doing. He's
Like,
loud when he's doing
they
shit.
said, like he never left the barracks. He was home
he's-
before any of us. Like,
right
and he was in
there.
here asleep before any of us even got in. So like, it wasn't CJ, but Waters has it out for him.
And can we name the Golden Age movie star on the picture that's hung up in the barracks, which is right behind CJ's left shoulder? I didn't know this. It was one of the trivia things that I saw looking it up.
Oh, that's
is
very
that,
interesting.
Is that Lena?
Yeah,
It's Lena Horne.
Lena Horne?
Horne.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Okay,
Yep.
so
Oof.
I
God
never
dang, shout out
once
Lena
noticed
Horne.
that picture. I've never noticed that picture. But yeah, so
So they're whatting off.
they
too.
put this shooting on CJ. They're arresting him, and as they're doing it, Waters begins to just talk smack and lay it thick on him and calling him a yesabasa and all of this stuff and just calling him out of his name.
While everyone
then-
is
and
around
then-
and they're like,
Yeah.
this is not the first time he's dressed someone down like
Yeah.
that. But he's definitely popping off like,
Yeah, and then he pokes him in his chest as he says he killed that white boy, and it sends CJ over the top. CJ punches him, knocks him to the ground.
because CJ is not exactly the murder type.
No.
Is the entire vibe.
Which
like, even
was
when he's
Waters'
going to be in the, he's a
whole
hitter.
plan. He's like, if I antagonize him enough, I can get him to do something stupid like punch me, which is what he did. And CJ ended up getting arrested and sent to the stockade because of it. And even after that, like Henson continues to tell them, like, I saw somebody.
Right.
I'm drunk, but I saw somebody. I know I saw somebody. Yeah. So yeah. And so from there, Davenport, learns he learns about that show and he's like, oh my goodness, like then he starts breaking it down and he asked him, the last thing he asked him is like, was Private Wilkie the only person out of his bunk that night? And
But no, there
Henson-
was
Henson-
Pete and Smalls on guard duty.
on guard duty. Well, the night that Waters was murdered, he's like the night of that shooting.
Oh, okay. Yes,
and
yes.
so he says, like I said, he came in with Sergeant Waters. He's like, it was so long ago, it was kind of hard to remember, and I was pretty drunk that night. So yeah, so that little juicy bit of information, though, it starts to get the wheels turning for Davenport or for Captain Davenport.
and he
and-
knows he has to interview somebody else.
Yeah,
And
so
yes.
and the next person in interviews is Corporal Cobb, David Alan Greer's character.
Which
and
we
this-
also get through their unit, which is now the 221st Smoke Battalion Company. And so I'm questioning, are they basically people who are creating situations that then other troops train through? Or are they providing the smoke that then is going to be the cover that troops go through to not have live fire on them
So,
when they're being shot at?
What I think is like, yeah, it's a simulated, like, of the smoke that you'll see from all the gunfire and stuff that's going on over on the battlefield and stuff, and you've got to fight your way through this stuff. So that's what I believe that they were providing for the soldiers going through training.
But Davenport is a determined man, and he's not going to wait for this training exercise to get over
Right?
to go question Cobb. He's going to walk right through a live training exercise, almost get shanked by a bayonet.
I mean, I can't believe the soldier, because enough of the smoke had cleared. Enough of the smoke had cleared. There was no reason for that soldier to still thrust his bayonet.
It felt like that's what that soldier had been getting yelled at them, like don't stop stabbing.
It's a whole captain in your
but
face.
God dang.
And you still thrust that gun.
Well, and at least we're thrusting bayonets at sandbags, where if this was the Japanese Imperial Army, they would have been thrusting these bayonets at live Chinese prisoners of war.
That's whoa.
Oh, that was the last episode. Sorry.
Goodness
I mean, but that's the
gracious.
reality.
Yeah. Yeah. But so
I do like the reality that this movie is kind of based into that they don't get to do the live exercises. They're like allocated to go work on this machine, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, they actually understand how to do that and make it work properly. So,
And we do have
kind
a
of
shot.
excelling.
We do have a shot of Pete and Smalls and Henson, and they are watching as Davenport has just grabbed Cobb to do further questioning. And I didn't notice it the first time that I saw this movie, and I'm not even sure if the shot's going to show it. But Smalls, who's in the middle of this shot, he has a little look of hesitation or worry or fear when looking at Pete, when seeing that, like, oh no, this interview is going to continue and they might be onto something that we didn't
Right.
think they were going to be onto.
Whoops.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can also just see the glistening sweat and heat of this Louisiana fucking shit. Just
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Henson in this scene here, he asks Peterson and Smalls, what they want old Cobb for? Like they ain't been interviewing like every fucking body. I always thought that was.
thought that was weird, too.
Like, why would he ask that?
That's
question?
what they're
Like, is
doing.
That just,
That's what
are
that guy is
you
doing
Just
around
making a
here.
conversation here, like, yeah, he's interviewing everybody. That's what he's doing with
He's
old
smoked
Cobb.
out.
Yeah, but you know, Cobb, you know, his interview didn't go all that long. He pretty much told Captain Davenport what he had learned from CJ when he went to visit him in the stockade, and that, you know, Waters had come by the night before and pretty much told him why he had him set up and locked up. And he told him that, you know, Southern cats like him just make the black race look bad, especially in the military, and there's no place for you guys.
It was weird.
And so yeah,
He just lays it out like a serial killer.
like, so you had to go, man. You had to go because, you know,
And I will say, I think this broke him as well. I think Waters was like
oh no
conflicted
doubt.
by his concept of what the less of us are, but also
Yeah.
CJ is obviously like not a bad person
No,
to
so
him. and he's
I don't think that was it. He never intended for CJ to hang himself. Like, he didn't think
Yeah.
that would happen. He tells CJ that he's already gotten 5 people
Yes.
that are like him locked up. Can you tell me where from?
I just had the number, and it was crazy too because
Okay.
this quote was led into by Waters saying, "Nazis ain't all crazy," and then talking about how
Which
certain
was
people weren't
fucking
supposed to be
nuts.
together, and it's like, okay, Adolf. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
Waters, but fucking Jesus.
Yeah, but no, it was 2 in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and 3 in Fort Huachuca.
Oh, I guess I should have actually recognized at least one of those forts.
Yeah, Fort Campbell,
I
Kentucky.
haven't
But
been
yeah,
there.
he
I
said,
don't know
and-
anything
and
about
now I
bodies.
got
Not just
you.
sunshine.
Don't
It's
know
not just
anything
Sue.
about bodies.
And now I got you. So his total number at the end of it all was 6. And
So he's a serial killer.
he didn't kill these guys. He just got them locked up to where they would probably be. You know, they served their
know.
time in the stockade. Yeah, I don't think he killed them.
He says, "I killed for you."
Well, we'll get to
all
that part.
Yeah.
We do have the white officers pool hall we got to get to.
Yes, yes, because
Oh,
that is the next
featuring
interview. So
our,
yeah, that's the next
our
interview.
pimp from the movie we did not cover,
Right.
Vice Squad.
Yeah.
This specific occasion played a super tall, weird pimp in the 80s version of it that we did.
And the actor's name is Wings Hauser.
That
Yeah.
doesn't even seem
And
real.
Astute Reel Poppycock listeners, viewers can remember Cole Hauser from our season 4 episode 1 on higher learning.
Higher learning.
Came from a dad that was racist, and
Yeah,
that
that's his
motherfucker
daddy.
turned into a
Yeah,
neo-Nazi.
Yeah. Just kind of runs in the blood. It's in the bloodline.
I mean, you know,
But yeah, he
as
plays.
an actor's choice, somebody has to fill the space of the person willing to say the N-word on camera.
Yeah. So, but he plays Lieutenant Byrd, and alongside Captain Wilcox, who was the other gentleman that Captain Davenport, the other white officer that Captain Davenport got the question about this murder, they had an encounter with Sergeant Waters the night that he was murdered. And
A contentious encounter.
yeah. This is after he left Big Mary's. He's drunk as hell. They catch him. They start messing around with him, and Waters is so drunk. He's just talking extra reckless to him. You know what I mean? Telling him he's not going to listen to white men no more and all of that. And, which brings me to this. I think the reason why I said I don't think he intended for CJ to die, because they said afterwards he kind of changed and he started drinking more. I think he really was just trying to get him locked up so like he could serve those 5 years and then be dishonorably discharged out the Army. Above all, I think he didn't like certain types of black people within the Army. Not in life, not on Earth, within the Army.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he joined the Army, because there's like rank and file.
I think that's what it all came down to, was within the Army.
Yeah,
and
but
so
he doesn't,
when he ended
maybe
up
he doesn't
taking
understand,
his life.
like a CJ doesn't have another life outside of that.
Yeah, no, obviously he didn't understand
He
that.
can't, CJ can't be, he could technically, maybe if he gets super lucky, become a famous, nope, not going to happen.
Yeah.
Is he going to become a famous baseball player? Nope,
Right.
that's not going to happen.
Yeah. But CJ hangs himself.
Yeah.
He's stuck in there. Like Waters tells him like why he did it and why he had him locked up and everything. And the very next night,
Just like Simba
he
from
hangs
the
himself
N64
from the
game.
yeah. So here's the thing that I never paid attention to out of all of the times that I watched this movie. So I wanted to wait until we talked about CJ hanging himself. I never once paid attention to the fact that CJ is not in Big Mary's in that very first opening scene.
Oh.
Because he's dead. He's gone.
Right.
That's like more
'Cause they're
current
not
times.
talking
Yeah,
about it,
that's
yeah.
the well.
We
no,
see
that's
him in
more
the
current time.
flashbacks, but we don't see him in the present
that's
day.
the night that Waters got killed, so it's more current time. And so I never once thought about that until just today. Never thought about it. So that's good stuff. You know what I mean?
It intentionally done by the filmmakers, but also not in any ways obvious to where, like, upon not only a first viewing, but upon multiple viewings, that it's not something that specifically sticks out. But one thing that did stick out is when Lieutenant Byrd tells Captain Davenport that nobody on bivouac was issued 45 ammo.
This is when it really opens this is what really opens the case up. And I
Only
think
people who were on guard duty were issued 45
and
ammo.
MPs. They've been short on 45 ammo for 6 months. Nobody was issued any. So were they walking around with empty weapons?
That
just a
does beg
test
that
mission?
question.
That actually does make a lot of sense that they would not actually
I
give
guess it's
ammo
just a little
to.
a little test drive. Yeah, they're just doing some
Because it'll either be white
some
officers
drills.
that aren't in danger from the Klan, or it'll be black officers that they don't care, or not black officers, black soldiers who they don't care if they get lynched by the Klan, and so they don't have to have actual ammunition in their guns.
Right.
They think because they think they're just play acting as soldiers anyway.
Yep. And so Davenport learns this, that they didn't have any 45 ammo, and that's the kind of slug that was pulled from Waters. And so, after learning this, he leaves. Taylor's wanting to ring these guys up. He's like, hey, give the order. We'll arrest these cats. You know what I mean? He even tries to put them under arrest for the murder of Sergeant Waters. And
Davenport goes
like,
where the facts tell him.
He said, I'm not charging them, you know? And, so at this point, he goes back. He wants to talk to Private Wilkie again. So he talks to Private Wilkie again. He's questioning him about, what he told him before about Sergeant Waters. He's like, you hated him, didn't you? You say he's this nice guy, but you actually hated him. And, Wilkie comes clean like, yeah, man, you don't bust somebody for being drunk on duty down to private. Like, you give them extra work. You know what I mean? And all of this stuff.
Yeah.
He put him in a stockade for 10 days.
Well,
I mean, like, he was in a stockade for 10 days. Like, yeah. It took him 10 years to get those stripes. And then one fell swoop, they were gone. And then he finally tells him.
Which is like the liar's move. Like I was talking about at the very beginning is he told some truth. He left that out.
He did. But then he told him, like, he despised CJ.
Yep.
Like, it was like whacked out obsession, his hatred for CJ, and he ends up pretty much owning up to the fact that he planted the gun under CJ's bed. That
And Davenport
Sergeant Waters-
let him into that so well too.
so,
like
yeah,
it was
yeah.
almost like Wilkie was so
Yeah.
surprised by that. This is string of questioning comes through, and then Davenport's to Wilkie like, and then you place the gun under CJ's bunk, right? And Wilkie responds, "Yeah, I mean, no." And it's just
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah, he did that
fucking
lawyer
gotcha.
thing. Yeah, he did that lawyer thing. And,
Law and Order, dun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but this does lead to another flashback scene that's honestly one of the best scenes in my humble opinion of the movie. And just it has some tremendous filmmaking and some
Absolutely.
tremendous storytelling, and it's also just a heartbreaking fucking story. And even empathizing with Waters, it to an extent it makes sense, but then it's also just at what cost and how brutal is your trying to stand up for what you think your entire race should be, to the point to where you're willing to slit somebody's throat who had been tricked into dressing up like a monkey for the entertainment of French women type of shit. And it's just like, even if black people were treated better in Europe than they ever were here, there's still just all this doughboy, GI, racist, inherent bullshit that's going on. And no matter what Waters does, they're still going to hate him. And it's just fucked up.
I think that
And
there was like a beautiful effect that they
Yes.
had in this scene too, of like
we like our mirrors here.
mirror shot, and we've got
that
Waters
shot-
spilling
yeah.
his soul, and we've got CJ in the background, and the lights all just disappear behind. I feel like that would have been really cool in a stage play as well.
Yep.
To
And
just
so-
turn those lights off and just focus on two people, one person just crying, like in their words, and letting you know how horrible they are inside, why they hate themselves and more than anyone else.
And you can see the play influence all throughout this film. Yeah, absolutely.
In the pacing, it is there.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
funny that you said the pacing was good earlier. I kind of agree with you, but also it feels like they're doing switches sometimes.
Well, it's a flashback. You go into a totally different scene.
Yeah.
But in that shot that you just had up, you can clearly see that Sergeant Waters and Wilkie are looking into a mirror, looking at CJ behind them as he talks about the type of Negro that CJ is and just how bad he is for the Army and everything. And he tells this terrible story of this cat he was stationed with in France during the First World War, and how the white soldiers had told the French gals that black people had tails, and they paid this black soldier to tie a tail to his backside and dance on tables making monkey noises. And whatnot.
Like he had any other choice or anything. Like once you, there's a.
And it just disgusted Waters to his core, and then he ends up telling he's like, and as we slit his throat, and he says as we slit his throat, so he didn't act alone. He like,
But
even
one
though he
person,
had the nerve
if it's
to
a
ask,
switchblade, one person holds it, and I think that he held it while feeling he was doing it for other people.
he
Just
probably
my
just had
thought.
somebody holding while he slit the
Yeah,
throat.
yeah.
And he said the dude had the nerve to ask why they were doing it and what he had done. But that's crazy. So what's worse, them paying him? He actually earned some money. I wouldn't have done the shit, but like he actually made some money doing this, or taking a black man's life. You know what I mean? Yeah, so Waters doesn't see things this way, though. Like, he just thought that was so bad that he was out here shucking and jiving and what we nowadays call cooning for these white people. And that he felt...
The terminology changes from time to
the
time.
dude had to go. That he had to go. So
I
he
call it
kills him.
Clarence Thomasing.
It was crazy, like, because, like, in this shot, and y'all have to go watch the movie. Clarence Thomas... Absolutely. Derailed my whole train of thought. But like the whole, like all the lights just like dim in the background of this scene.
The
and
music
it's just
fades out. And
all black. You don't see
When the
music
music fades out, it
anymore.
gets really
Yeah.
creepy too.
Yeah.
It's like it's I mean,
it's haunting.
Yeah.
And it's wild,
it's-
too, because Waters is telling this story that's just this heartbreaking, horrific story, and Wilkie's receiving it in that way, but there's a certain pride with which Waters is
Just telling it. Yeah. It's crazy. And look at Wilkie's face. Like, right there.
Wilkie's
that's
like,
all you need to
Jesus
know.
Christ,
Like,
I need to
what
get
the
away from here.
fuck?
I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'm trapped.
So
he's trapped.
he's just, But, so
You know how
now
Dracula
you officially
has
know.
like a person that follows him around, like eats bugs and helps him with stuff? That's how Wilkie's trapped.
So
he's stuck.
so.
That's a motivation right there.
But yeah, he tells him how much he despises CJ and everything like that. And while this is happening, the brothers find out they getting called up.
Yep.
They getting sent overseas. It's happening. So everybody's all happy. You know, like, watch out, Hitler, because the niggas is coming to snatch your ass. That's
We'll
a direct
show you
quote.
what Schwarza means.
Yeah.
Watch out, Hitler. Okay, so here's we do theories from time to time.
Okay.
I'm going to throw out a theory that I don't think Hitler killed himself in that bunker. I think a black soldier did it, and they were like, nah. We gotta
Nah, it's
change that narrative.
better as suicide.
Yeah, except for in the historical standpoint, it was the Soviets that got to Berlin well before
They're black
the
Soviets.
Western.
Where?
I don't mind your
there's
theories,
few and far
but
between, but
Wait. Yeah, no, but
maybe that's my Inglourious Bastards movie.
But yeah. So for a short spell, though, everybody's just happy. Like, we got the news. They're going to give us a chance. We're going over there. We're going to get the fight in the war. You know, we're not going to have to stay here and paint officers' clubs and clean bathrooms and shit.
but Wilkie, you're
But
arrested.
Wilkie, you are under arrest. He had Wilkie. And that, you know, it was short-lived, happiness for Wilkie, but he did have him arrested
Wilkie
for
felt you could
aiding
see
Sergeant
him like
Waters.
feeling released and stuff too. He's like, "Oh man, I actually feel better that I told you," because that's kind of how a lawyer gets that stuff out of you.
Do you know
Sometimes, or
how-
a good investigator, Columbo perhaps helps you lay out how you
CJ's
did
been
it.
dead for a year. Wilkie probably thought he was all the way
He
in the
was
clear.
like,
on
That's a
this.
"Oh
good
man,
point.
I'm so
That's a
good,
good
and
point.
we're
Yeah.
going up now."
Yeah, and we're getting
It's all
called out.
different.
There's no way he thought that he was going to be getting rung up on this. But he had him arrested. And all the while, Peterson and Smalls, they are on the run. It switches over to
Smalls can't catch
yeah.
the train. It is raining, and I don't know if the train was at full speed, but you're catching that train for your life.
Well, here's what the problem.
I would agree.
was. The
He
problem
definitely
is
needed to really
Smalls
pick up the
is
step.
running like a fucking half-naked bitch in a slasher movie from 1983. Like,
Just
man, you
flailing.
can't run. You play baseball. You can run.
Dude, you can run. You play. Thank you. That was my
But yeah,
probably biggest
he does
poppycock.
that. Arms is flying. I'm like, why did they got this man running like right?
Fucking Zoidberg.
Right. But he doesn't catch the train. He actually gets caught by a team of MPs with a big ass searchlight, and yeah, they shine it right in his face.
And
he
we
goes in.
mentioned some film noir influence in
Yeah.
this
It is a
movie
bit of
from
a-
earlier,
Yeah.
and we've got a behind-the-scenes shot here of director Norman Jewison and the character of Smalls, who was played by David Harris, best known as Cochise from.
The Warriors.
But we've got these beautiful crisscrossed shadow patterns from like a fence that are projected over Smalls' face during this interview that Davenport's doing that ultimately gets Smalls to admit that, spoiler alert, it was Pete.
It was Peterson's son.
Yeah.
He
I'm
told
super
he
shocked.
he sung like a prison bitch. Yeah, he did.
Dude that squared up on him. Yeah.
Yeah. As if it was gonna make his sentence any lighter. But yeah, we find out it was our boy Denzel. It was Peterson that killed Sergeant Waters. He did it for CJ and all the times that he down talked to other soldiers.
He also
and
did it
everything.
because he
Yeah.
liked killing, and he asked if that was a Nazi, wouldn't you just kill them anyway if they were
Well,
disabled
because they're
on the
bad.
floor?
Because they're
Yeah.
bad.
Right.
I think he
That's- and
truly. I don't know if he likes killing versus like I'm getting rid of something
He
like
liked
this.
it.
This person's going to make the world like the
Yeah,
world will be
that's
better.
liking something. That's liking doing
No,
it.
that's just wanting the world to be a better place.
This is where I have a question for Ed.
Okay. Yes.
So I think Training Day was like 2001 or something,
Yeah, something like that.
around that
Yeah,
time
something
period.
like
And Soldier Story was 84. When
Uh-huh.
did you first see A Soldier Story?
Woo, I mean,
Early 90s, late 80s, probably.
late 80s, yeah.
Yeah. So this had been something that had been in Ed's life a full decade before Training Day comes out. So then after Training Day comes out, how many tens to 50s to hundreds of people do you think you told that wasn't Denzel's first villain role?
That wasn't the first villain role.
Oh.
You know what?
Let's see where we're
To
going.
be quite
At least
honest,
double digit, right?
No,
Okay.
no. Not like that. You know,
I guess maybe just bring this one up with us a lot. 'cause
Truth be
you bring
told,
this-
truth be told, it's one that's not discussed a lot. A lot of people haven't seen it. You know what I mean? So it's not much to discuss. And I know that Jadakiss had the line, why did Denzel have to be crooked before he took it and whatnot? But yeah, like Denzel, this was Denzel's first. I don't even, so here's the question.
Okay.
Here's the question I want to ask you all. Is he a villain?
Oh, okay. I didn't go into this earlier
Is
because we were out
Denzel
having a
a
little
villain?
pre-production. I feel like this the same way I feel about Killmonger. Killmonger killed a bunch of people. Black Panther movies. I don't know if folks-
yeah.
And then also goes back to Homeland and everything and continues to kill more black people, even to fight this kind of system, only to try and change it. Like, it's less of a villain arc, more of a, I don't know what the fuck else to do. And like you said, it's just like shooting the Nazi at that point. It's like, well, this person, the world, well, isn't the world better? Is that villainy? Or is that just vigilanteism?
That's a good dichotomy to
Yeah.
present because
Yeah.
villain and vigilante are certainly for who Waters was and what Waters did to at least 7 people. We've got the 6 that we know that
we
were
know of,
arrested and
like,
the 1 person in
that
World
he
War
killed.
I. It was
Plus
probably
the
more.
other careers that he's
that he's
ruined.
ruined. So
So
is
Denzel
Denzel
taking out
really
Waters.
a bad guy?
Right.
Morally, I'm not sure if I can have a problem with that. From a certain standpoint of, I know that when we watched this together, the one question that I had is, why didn't Pete rip off the bars from Waters'
There it is.
uniform?
If
Right.
he does
yeah,
that,
that's the move.
if he does
I
that,
think that's-
he gets away with this.
I think that's because he did respect him still.
No, he did not. He had
I
zero
don't
respect for
know.
Waters.
I don't know. Maybe
I
that's a
think
subtle, like,
Without
because it's noticeable. It's so
I think
noticeable.
what
It's
it
a
is-
linchpin kind of in the film. It's like that in the ammo.
I think what it is he had no plan or intentions of killing Waters on that night.
Yep.
Until
It
he
was not
comes
premeditated.
across
Yeah.
a injured Waters and
Yeah,
obviously
they
drunk.
hadn't seen Waters that messed up in a while.
So he's like, I'm gonna take this opportunity to rid these barracks, this fort, this world of this vile, evil man.
And because of the world that we live in that has normalized violence against black soldiers so much in this part of
There we
Louisiana,
go.
I'll probably get away with
I'll
it.
get away with it, and they'll just assume that it was some white people that did it.
So you're saying that just like he thought about King Kong, that there would be nothing on him?
Right. Right. That is it. That is it.
Yeah.
And so I don't think you in the heat of the passion of the moment that he thought because it wasn't premeditated. So
Just
yeah.
passion.
Yeah. He had zero. If he had any type of respect for Waters, he wouldn't have shot him.
I don't know. I feel like you could shoot somebody you respected.
I don't know. If you got respect for somebody, like, I don't know.
Maybe not kill him. Actually, yeah, I'm like,
Because I think if you have respect for somebody, you want to beat them in their own game type of shit. To where it'd be
Yeah.
like a respectful thing would be like, let's fight again, but do
Or-
it on
But
a
he
place
knows
where
what
there's not
but he
sand
knows
to be
what
tossed
Waters
into my
likes.
eyes.
He knows what Waters likes. That's real respect. Is like, I
Or
know what
you
you
just-
like to do is wipe dudes
He
out.
could have got water. He could have got Waters rung up on a number of different things that night. You know what I mean? Like they were on duty. They could have took him
they
in.
coulda-
Like,
he coulda
this-
just got him
this
taken
guy-
in.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and had him busted for his stripes or whatnot or something like that or so like
Which is funny
Like,
'cause
we
we
had to beat
know-
him down. He was drunk. He swung on me. Take a look at my like. He still had the scarf on the front.
He
Like,
did.
like take a look.
Yeah.
He hit me.
And we know that cars are going
light
by
him up,
because
yeah.
we see when Waters is being accosted by the 2 other white military people that other cars are going by.
Yeah, they're driving by. They don't
it's-
give a damn.
It's a busy bridge.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
like people don't go
So
and come from here.
They could have just had him locked up. There's no respect whatsoever for Waters, and that's why I killed him.
And that vigilante villain dichotomy, I think that our character of Davenport is somewhat dealing with that when we see right after Smalls and Pete are taken away, we get Davenport looking out a window with a tear coming down his eye.
Crying. Yeah.
And
He's like, oh, great. I did my job, and also I ruined a black man's life. Cool.
I think,
Cool, like,
what
I
it
did a
was,
good job, but, like,
I don't know. I don't even know
fuck.
if that's what it was versus like God
he goes where the
damn
facts
it.
take him.
Yeah, and the facts took me to the fact that a black man killed another black man.
Yeah, which is the
And I
yes,
think
that's the
that
heartbreak.
was the
That's
part.
the
Yeah.
heartbreak. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
fuck,
that's correct.
because he asked him who gives you the right to judge who gets to live and who died, like who's fit to be a Negro. That was the question. Who gives you the right to judge
That's right.
on
Yeah.
who's fit
Yeah.
to to be a Negro?
Yeah.
But what's nice about this is that it's not even necessarily an unhappy ending, because then there is this hope that comes to spring forth from all these events.
Right.
Where now maybe, and obviously we're in 2026 and we're still not talking about actual equality, but maybe these people in 1945 are thinking that we're going to go sacrifice for our country. We're being sent over to Europe. Maybe we're not going to be treated like second-class citizens anymore. We're actually being, called up to do something. And Davenport's already been talking to, Taylor, who was going to have to get used to having black men with bars on their shoulders.
Right.
And, there's going to
Get
be
used to it.
captains. There's
Get
going to
used
be
to it.
lieutenants. There's going to be generals.
We're
You
not
bet
going
your
anywhere.
ass you'll get used to it.
In the early 90s, you'll have
A black
Colin
general.
Powell.
Yeah.
And then there's also going to be a Bokeem Woodbine at some point. That's
Yeah,
Right?
that's going to be commanding white troops during
it's
World
a
War II.
historical movie, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So and then he rides off with Captain Taylor at the parade and whatnot, and then roll the credits, and you get some awesomeness of some more Herbie Hancock.
oh yeah, we're
music
gonna have
going.
that in here. Yeah.
So now can you pull the picture, the cover title back up for the movie? Yeah, right there. Right there. So as you see here, I saw this earlier as I was, researching some things and looking into
we're
some
looking
things.
at our investigator
Yeah.
standing alone in his barracks, looking maybe towards the door as there's
Yeah. He's
one
got his trench
empty,
coat.
unfucking made bed.
Yeah. He's got his trench coat in his right hand, and then his suitcase in his left hand.
Yeah, he's got
attached
his
to his
umbrella
suitcase.
going through the
All right,
suitcase.
it's the umbrella. I read, as I'm doing this, that in the Army, never have they, and still to this day, allow soldiers to carry or use umbrellas.
Right. I thought it was only a thing that you carry above someone else, if anything. That's the only thing I've ever seen in the
I don't
military
even know
is-
that. I think I've seen that in movies, but according to this, they don't use them in the military. I don't know why
Stupid as
that is.
shit.
At least in the Army, they don't use them. But
oh, maybe because
so-
they don't want to get electrocuted.
And so when he's going in to talk to Peterson and them, he definitely
fuck?
pulls the umbrella out, pops it, and he, which was silly because he was already getting dumped on by the rain, and then he pulls it out and opens it up. But I saw that as I was doing it. Yeah,
Good
and,
anecdote.
yeah, so
Good
interesting, my
anecdote.
dude.
so
That's
but
weird.
he's got that umbrella everywhere with him in this movie because it's attached to a suitcase. But
Oh, look at that.
apparently you cannot use umbrellas in. That's the dumbest manly man shit I've ever heard in my life.
Just like we don't want to open them up inside for fear of bad luck.
That it's the Wang Chi from Big Trouble in Little China. A brave man loves the feel of nature on his skin.
Hey, is
I
there a
think that's what they're
chance?
thinking.
Is there
We're
a
gonna
chance
go
I
feel
could
some.
get a little nature on my skin real quick before we
Absolutely,
wrap
it's
this
a
up?
good little
Rank it.
rain going, and it's a little warm outside, and it's keeping it cool. So yeah, I'm gonna feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. We'll be back to rate this film.
Well, it's a long down.
You ain't nothing in this man's army till Big Mary knows your name.
Woo!
Whoo! Oh man, that's got me in a mood.
Yes, indeed. And y'all know what that sound means. It means it is time to round this movie up.
Round them up.
Trevor, what's the roundup?
I believe that would be where we take the film talked about today and rate it on a scale of 1 to 5.
Oh.
1 being the lowest amount of poppycock, i.e. ridiculousness, and 5 being a film that is just full on ridiculous. Just because something has a high poppycock rating does not mean it is a bad film, but we do call out the things that are silly and or non-congruous or continuity errors or
Yes.
character motivation things in a movie,
Yes.
and that can bump the score up.
Yes.
I believe
Yeah.
Casey said it best with golf, not bowling.
Yes. Yes. It's the perfect way to describe it. Perfect way to describe it. It's golf, not bowling. Or
I know sports and shit.
Yeah, so.
And
Yeah.
honestly, I've been not writing these out recently, but I did write this one out.
did you?
And Ed, you
Ooh.
introduced this to us. You introduced this film, at least to me. You were the one who brought this for our Juneteenth episode.
Yes,
I
yes.
think you might be the one to round it out, but I'll pop off first.
Go ahead, go for it.
So, the Poppycock Roundup for A Soldier's Story. For a movie of this genre, to keep me so riveted just has to be so exceptionally well done. There is little to no action. The set design is solid, but it's not like there are these wide, expansive vistas. And there is a whole,
45.
there is a whole lot of talking. Yet I was locked in from the beginning. An excellent script, tremendous acting, solid direction, and cinematography throughout the various flashback scenes, a great musical score with some barn burner Big Mary tracks, and a story that needs to be told, but too often does not get told. I do question why Pete did not rip off the bars, patches, stripes from Waters' uniform. Nothing wrong with framing the KKK for a murder when the KKK has murdered countless black Americans without penalty. And there was this little anecdote about how the film was shot in Arkansas, and Slick Willie Clinton was all too happy to lend Arkansas National Guard members for a filmed parade sequence, just like Clinton was all too happy to let the CIA fly cocaine-laden private jets into Mena, Arkansas in the 80s, a couple of years after that, but that is a story for another podcast.
Yeah, we're going to cover that now.
A Soldier's Story gets a 1.5 from me. Great choice of film, Ed.
All right,
All right.
Okay. All right. I'll
What do you got, KC?
line up here, swing in. I'd seen this film once before. I don't remember when or where. Once we started watching it again, I recognized it instantly. I'm a big fan of a well-done adaptation. I think that this going from stage to film and then back to stage, it holds up very nicely.
Certainly helps having the writer adapting
Right.
his
Right.
play to
Right.
the
Like
screen.
that's the process. That's the way those kinds of things should go. You don't stop bringing people in. Even having like a Jewison coming into it as well. You don't stop bringing people in that have a goal of making a point out of this project. No matter how it's presented. I think that it's great. I love Denzel as a villain. I like the possibility here that we have of no one really being a villain. I mean, Waters is an absolute prick,
yeah,
but he's also a complete part of his upbringing. Like, he's a product of his society in every fucking way, even when it comes all the way up to the military ranks. We have said recently on other films that we respect our military family, even though we may not worry about or respect what the people up above are doing in their choices and matters. This film does a really good job of allowing me to see how that can look in real time. including the investigation. Perfect fucking noir shit. Thanks, Ed, for, I'll say, bringing yourself back up to snuff when it comes to recommendations. I'm going to give this a 2.5.
All right.
All right, so 2.5 from KC. All right, so yes, I was the one that brought this to the forefront when we started discussing.
In like a day of Audible
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
it was
yeah.
it was the day we were going to
He
be
had
having
quit.
a Joe Dirt watch party, and instead, for good reason,
Yeah.
and I'm so glad we made that choice.
I knew it's one that it was one that I had mentioned before, and that I said we're going to have to eventually do, and the opportunity just presented itself perfectly. And so there was no hesitation with me recommending this one. I happen to think this is a very fantastic murder mystery. It does, borrow from the film noir genre. No action whatsoever.
It's actually not a war film. I thought it was very funny that when I looked it up, it said it was a war film in
Yeah.
a lot of places. It was like,
It just takes
yeah,
place
I
during
guess
the war.
technically,
Yeah.
But that's how
Yeah,
that's how some movies are just called Christmas movies.
No.
Maybe
And I
30
guess-
seconds to a minute of training
Yeah.
is the closest it could
Yeah.
be
They
Put up
actual
fucking
military.
smoke and
Yeah.
stabbing
I
somebody.
guess, this was their part in the war, though. Like, so, just being historically accurate about what it was that black soldiers were doing in World War II, I guess, in that
Spot
regard.
on.
Yeah, it could, it could still be considered a war movie. But I've always loved this movie. It was and still is a family staple for my family. I take and I sit and look back at some of the things. We watch these movies a little more intently to do them on the podcast, and there were some things, like I said, like the gunshots outside the barracks and how quickly Waters and them came in and stuff like that. There are some things, although I believe very few that you can call out that are poppycock.
Even your poppycocks that
Yeah.
you've called out,
Yeah.
a lot of them.
You've
been like,
it's
"Huh, shall I
nitpicky.
pull back?"
It's nitpicky just because, we call poppycocks on this. But having said all of that, like I said, still a wonderful piece of cinema, in my opinion. And it's not a perfect film, but it's far from being a turd. And for that reason, I too, Trevor, will give A Soldier Story a 1.5.
1.5.
Yeah, close to
from,
perfect, but not quite. And this movie was actually nominated for Best Picture, and Adolph Caesar was actually nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I don't think you get those nods in like shit bag movies,
Right.
and stuff. So, although it didn't take any of those awards, I don't think
Especially
it
for
took
black
any
actors.
awards, but yeah.
Especially for black
Right,
actors.
a predominantly black
yes.
cast. So, but yeah, so it's a 1.5. It is a 1.5, which when we do the math on it, this gets a 1.83
That's solid.
for its official Poppycock meter rating. So a 1.83 for A Soldier Story. Thank you, friends, for allowing me to bring this into y'all's world, and for y'all, watching it with me. And I'm glad that y'all enjoyed this one.
And
that-
kind of
yeah.
humbled to do so in an extent of that, we're having a good time when we're having our watch parties. We're taking breaks. We're having our beverages and our party favors and whatnot. But for A Soldier's Story, this was one where I'm not saying we took 0 breaks, but we were locked in.
It was like one,
was
and then it wasn't a lot of talking.
Yeah.
Usually we're talking about stuff that's
Yep.
happening and everything like that, but yeah, it wasn't a whole lot going on in this one. We were kind of like, yeah.
I legit had a friend that asked me recently, how do we do our viewings? Or is there a lot of breaks? And are we talking, or are we being very devout and watching it as the director intended? And I was like, no, we're taking fucking breaks.
Yeah,
we're
and
stepping
we're
outside.
talking shit,
We've got
and
all
we're
kinds of
doing all
other
of
things
that.
to do.
Yeah.
All
And that's-
under
yeah.
the knowledge of that we're going to probably be watching it
Watching
either
it
by
again, yeah.
ourselves or with one other person,
Yeah.
intently viewing it the second time if we haven't already seen it many times before.
I tell y'all what, yes, that is usually the case. I know we're about to wrap up here. Thank you, listeners, for listening.
Yes.
I don't even know if I told my co-host this. Seen this maybe once before in the past. Watched it with y'all. Tried to watch it once since then. That's it. I'm coming in here from last week.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's why I was
And
knocking out
because
that
it was
quiz.
impactful. Yeah, you did knock it.
Well, I was when organizing the slides last night, I was very much intently viewing this movie on Tubi for free.
For free. Go check it out.
Yeah.
This movie is never streaming. And so, rock on Tubi for continuing to bring the classics to us. Yes.
Thanks,
Yes.
Tubes.
Yes. And
Viewers, let us know, is Denzel bulging or is that just a shadow?
and let us know what you thought about that southern drawl of his.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty weak sauce myself. You know what I mean? That's probably the main reason why I got a 1.5. Denzel's accent. I'm joking. I'm
It gets a
joking.
0.5 from me.
I'm joking.
I mean,
yeah.
Hey, stay tuned for us to do the Mighty Quinn
Yeah.
next.
Yeah.
It's gonna be-
So no.
I
Speaking
thought
of
that was
next,
10
though,
years from
yeah,
now that
yeah.
you had the schedule locked
Oh,
up.
yeah,
for
yeah.
seven.
Seven.
That's right.
7 years. But we are. I promise you, we are doing Joe Dirt for the next film. So please come back for that one. I know a lot of y'all love it and whatnot.
And your whirly-durlies and your whiz-bangs. and your-
Not a David Spade person by any means, but damn it, we're going to do it because y'all want us to. And so we want to encourage you to continue listening, continue viewing, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're not already, follow us on the socials on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Reel Poppycock. And in case you don't know how that's spelled, it's REEL as in movie reels.
Yes.
Poppycock. Reel Poppycock. As always, for this episode, we were your host. I am Ed.
This was Trevor. Don't forget about those timestamps if you feel like jumping around a little bit. But enjoy the episodes.
Please.
We appreciate you. And
Thanks for letting us in the game. Fuck fascists. This is KC.
And we're going to go ahead and let y'all rock out to a little bit of some Herbie Hancock as we bid you adieu. And we're going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.